What's going on, chat? Welcome back, everyone. It's Friday night, so of course we got some Phobies action. What's good, Steven? I imagine we will probably be saving some democracy later tonight. We'll play it by ear. It's the beginning of a new season. Well, it's early in the season anyway. It's not really the beginning. I have not logged into Phobies all week. I literally haven't logged in, and that's not for... I always feel bad when I say stuff like that, because it's like, oh, well, is Chomp giving up Phobies? Is Chomp going to stop playing Phobies? And it's like, no, that's not the reason. I just didn't get the opportunity to. I did play a little Helldivers, but even that ended up being kind of few and far between. I just didn't get to play as much stuff as I wanted to this week. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects, and I do have some others that are looking promising. These are offline projects. I mentioned before that I'm working on a card game myself. I've pretty much been working on designing a card game since 1995 or so. I would say 94, but I don't remember when I first started playing Magic how soon. I remember specifically having a binder of card ideas, but that's a little bit different than designing a game in its entirety, right? So... I forgot I have Furnace Face, so I have one Ultra Rare not guaranteed from an update. I don't remember if I have Furnace Face. I'm pretty sure I don't have Furnace Face. But I do remember you saying that you haven't gotten an Ultra Rare in a while, at least outside of... Or at least not the new ones, that is. So, let's see, what do we got on the news? We do have some news for Fright Night and stuff, but first, of course, we have our map rotation. We're getting Teen Spirit... Xylo, Fernacified, I don't hate it as much as other people, but I'm not a huge fan. And then Dearly Departed, which is, of course, one of the more recent maps. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that map. Like, I just don't have too much of an opinion yet. We'll queue up and then we get the game right away. Hey, just jumping in before we continue with everything. Of course, I have to let everybody know that I am part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does, in fact, give me coffee for producing Phobies content. Just getting it in there, letting everybody know. But let's get back to the highlights. And, of course, we don't get any of those maps. We're on Rush Hour because Phobies hates me sometimes. I know we had, like, the Gargles plan, the Gargles Chuck plan, but it's kind of like, I don't know about that one. Eric, what's good? What's good? I keep getting the impression I'm the only person who actually likes Fernacified. I think... Happy Friday, exactly. Cheers. I don't hate Fernacified. Like, I don't mind it. But yeah, people hate that map, and I understand why. Like, the big thing is it does feel like a very stalematy map, and so this might be a good discussion to have after the game. We're going to more at length about, but I don't have a problem with stall maps existing. I have a problem with it being like every map is that, which is clearly not true. Hold on, let me pull this up. I have too many. Not only do I have too many tabs, chat, I actually have too many instances of Chrome itself open. So I'm like, there's too much going on because there's all these things that I need to watch and review and take notes on and stuff. All right, so where's my map? Here's map feedback. That's not what I wanted. Is it this list? Too many spreadsheets. I don't know. I think my opponent's pissed. We have, unless I missed a map, we have 55 maps total. Like, obviously not in a given rotation, although I have, once again, requested that of the devs. Can we please get that in frenemies? Because I want to build custom map pools ahead of time. We're trying that out in Monster of the Week. That was one of the other quote-unquote news items, and we'll come back to that. But I think it's healthy to have stall maps, quote-unquote stall maps, as a viable option where really you have to look at the game in terms of game plans. So there are maps with aggressive game plans, and that could be aggressively attacking your opponent's phobies. You know, like, it's just violent, right? Or it could be you're aggressively pushing your opponent's heart. You know, like, say, a Moai or something, which I don't like, but I can understand people enjoying. Then there's more quote-unquote stall-based maps that have a slower, more methodical developing baseline strategy. Now, ideally, you could do one or the other, and then the flow of the game. Well, even then, and I'm mostly getting into this, we'll recap after the game's over, because I think my opponent's either just not playing or whatever. I think there's value in having maps where there are multiple strategies available, where there's only basically a single strategy available, and it's testing that. But I think it's a problem with the current map rotation system is the issue. And we've talked about this a lot before in the context of of comparing it to real-time strategy games, where you have, say, 7, 9, 12 maps. I haven't logged in a while, but, like, say there's 10 maps, and you're playing 1v1, because RTSs can have multiple modes, and then the map pools get really weird. Say there's 10 maps. You would get 3 or 4 thumbs down, so it will not queue you into those maps. Now, that wreaks havoc for matchmaking. We're putting that issue aside because that's already a problem. I think ladder gets weird if you're like, what is the underlying assumption for the ladder? Are you trying to test every player's general skill at Phobies, meaning that they should hypothetically be able to perform at whatever level on any kind of map? I think there's flaws in that, because ultimately, given the booster collection, yeah, I didn't think they were there. But we can go through this. So starting over, sort of. There are complications with types of maps, types of strategies, and the way the map selection system works in Phobies. Now, by map selection system, and I'm opening my jacks in the background, hence the noise, the map selection system literally doesn't exist in Phobies, as compared to real-time strategies where you can select a map by thumbing down certain ones and then constraining the pool to ones that you're, even if you don't like them, you'll at least tolerate playing on them, as compared to a map that you just flat out hate. That is not possible in Phobies. And I think that due to the matchmaking issues it represents, that is just not possible. For every single person out there that complains, oh my God, I had a 90-second queue. First of all, what are you complaining about? Like, that is not bad. Now, don't get me wrong. You're at the tippy top of the ladder. You are Alien Engineer. You are Karst. You are whatever, literally at the top of Mount Ego. Yeah, your queues are going to be long. Them's the breaks. That happens in basically every single game. That is a known thing. What are you going to do? There are things you can do, but independent discussion, trying not to digress as I usually do. So, matchmaking aside, how do we build map pools? And we know for a fact that the dev team builds the pools by hand and says, hey, these are the map pools for this week. This is the rotation we're doing. Now, I'm assuming that they are taking this into account. As I mentioned earlier, we have nearly 60 maps at this stage. We're getting close, at least by my count. Maybe I missed one or two. Maybe we're at 60. But the point is that we're close to it. It's an enormous map pool, and even though haven't seen things like Agora, thank God, for forever, and then way back when we lost the penny dropped for months for some reason, it is interesting to see what maps they choose, and I can only assume that they are building it around the idea that there are certain buckets, we'll say, of how maps work and how they should be structured, and what the general strategies are on them, where this is a slow map, a stall map, as people will call it, an aggressive map, a phobie fight map versus a heart rush map versus a panic point map versus a this map versus these maps center around stims, these maps center around boops, these maps center around this. And I like the map system in Phobies to highlight strategies, to highlight different Phobies, different things, but because of the collection system, because of the way packs are acquired, and the way people acquire Phobies, and the way you level them up, it presents these issues where, great, we have a map that, nukes pullers somehow. I don't know how that would happen, but like hypothetically, we have a map where it's really bad to put pullers on the board, but you really want big fat guys like Cerberus and Dozer and Hydra. Don't ask me how this map exists, but like, again, hypotheticals. Let's say this map exists and you just don't have any of those. Do you just get bodied? Because that's kind of what happens on the Once lore, just in a different scenario. If you don't have Akiras, you don't have pulls, kind of up a creek, right? And I think in the grand scheme of things, and I've said this on many occasions before, I assume and I believe the game is designed around the idea that Phobies presumes you have all of the Phobies. And you have them all at an appropriate level. Because otherwise, the game does run into some challenges with matchups. You can certainly have unique setups where these Phobies are really high level of yours, and that means you can overpower and win through a scenario that you wouldn't have otherwise won because you really are putting the quote-unquote incorrect ones onto the board to fight your opponent's composition or just to traverse the map. It could also be the opposite, where you just get bodied. You just get absolutely mollywopped. It happens. And I think this all comes back to why I like Fright Night and Monster of the Week, which is not a big pat on the back to me, but trying to encourage people to play at a more standardized level. We're still only doing so much because I'm not going to mess with people's collections, or I'm trying desperately not to. I'm sure the ban discussion will come up again, but as far as map selection goes, I really hope that we get all maps in front of me, because making these map pools would be beneficial. But circling back to one of the earlier points, I think it is fine to have stall maps. Some people enjoy those big stalemates and getting those incremental advantages and trying to prove over the course of a 80-turn game that they're better than their opponent. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody likes Heart Rush maps because they don't want to sit there and be like, oh, hey, the game's over in 10 turns because, oops, I mispositioned by 1 hex and the game just ends on the spot. Even though the game may have ended in that 80-turn game due to the same thing way before and just it felt more innocuous. I think it's fine to have these different things. There's also an argument that the maps should have multiple paths to victory. They always do, but realistically, certain strategies are better or worse on certain maps. And I think that it's fine to have maps that are very linear. This is the thing that you do on this map. It's just when there's an overwhelming amount in a given pool, like that week's rotation, or just overall, that it's, hey, every map essentially boils down to this same thing. And I think we had a series of rotations or a combination of rotations and the Phobies available when, say, a Tractor was first released in the months following, where we were kind of stuck in that rut. Now that we have so many maps, the team seems to be curating the map pool with greater intensity. We obviously have way more Phobies available. I think things are changing to a degree, but I do not want to see stall maps going away, because ultimately there is a segment of the player base that I promise you loves those things, and we shouldn't just throw them into the cold, because when I say we're just, assorted players among the community. We don't enjoy those things because there are people that do, and it's fine. And it's also a skill to be tested. It goes back to the same Akira argument. You may not like Akira, the old Akira. Maybe you're fine with the new Akira, whatever. The point is that it's hard to argue that Akira is not skill testing for both players. You just don't like the scenario that's created. And that is a valid reason to possibly change things, but it needs to be considered very, very carefully. And that's kind of what it boils down to. I may or may not pull that later for YouTube chat. We'll see if my stream marker button works properly. But yeah, as far as Fernasified goes, I don't really mind it. It was absolutely... I mean, again, I went to the wrong thing. So I started doing the map feedback form, which as of right now has a whopping 8 responses. I know, blowing everybody's socks off. I believe I set this up right. I need to reorganize it so that it's in alphabetical order because it's very difficult for me to find where the maps are. But I'm telling you right now, Fornacified is literally the lowest rated map out of the 12 or 15 that I had in here. So my theory for doing this, hey, Epic, what's good? And don't worry about it. No one's required to show up to stream. Resent every event pack and still got it should 100% be buffed. I've only gotten the... So we'll come back to that because that's another discussion, Steven. But so I sent this out in Discord. If you haven't, it's still open if you want to throw in your 2 cents. I haven't read all the notes. There were definitely like somebody put ASCII art in the goddamn notes, and it's like, all right, I don't know what you're doing, but sure, okay. But yeah, right now, Fornacified has a 3.75 rating out of 10. 3.75. Like that's bad. I don't know if you know this, but 0 is bad. 10 is good. 3.75 is pretty close to 0. We had, wait, what? Okay, DT, was this you that rated Fornacified a 10? So the scores for Fornacified, and again, this is a very small sample size, are on a scale of 1 to 10. 1. I'm not stuttering. That's a repeat. 2, 7, 10, 3, 2, 4. So very, very low scores overall. I don't mind this map. I understand why people don't like it, but I think I'm giving Fornacified a 2. Well, go put it in the spreadsheet. It's in my Discord. Check the Phobies polls channel. So in lieu of other more efficient ways to gather data, I am doing this all by hand. So we're going to, for this, we're just asking people's opinions. It's just, do you like this? Do you not like it? I'm kind of building the pools with this in mind. Because what I think I'm going to do from now on for both Fright Night and Monster of the Week is build these pools, which is a pain in the neck. Because I have to do it basically Thursday night or Friday to make sure people have information in time. In case somebody really doesn't want to play because of the pool that I build, or they do want to play because of the pool that I build. I don't know. I feel like people will play regardless, but especially for Monster of the Week, this will remove... The goal is to remove some of the auto-ban things, or some of the maps that, like Rush Hour is fine, but I feel like Rush Hour is somewhat solved. Part of me wants to leave the bans... Like, maybe we only do it in Monster of the Week, and we do it... we leave the full pool and then allow player bans in Fright Night. The other option is to have a constrained map pool, so I'll cut it down and then let people ban from there. Maybe I'll cut it back to 1 ban per player or something like that, so that you can't... Because what I did in this case is I took out 2 big maps and then I think 3 small maps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 2 small maps, because there's 5 maps total that I had listed. So I don't want people to, like, literally ban out all the big maps, for example, or all the small maps, if we get a rotation where I end up cutting most of them for some reason. But, like, we've had some really funny things on Xylo, but I am So here was the thought process. I hate Moai. I think it's a terrible map. I think it's borderline problematic, even though I do want it to exist, or something like it to exist for the purpose of build and strategy diversity. It's the entire argument I was just making. I hate this map, but I recognize that maybe it should exist. So I left Moai. I want to see if people do anything on it. I cut Xylo because I think these are just stupid games. I think these games devolve into... Now, it may be different now because Akira's nerfed, but even pre-Akira existence, or certainly before Akira spread, to me, Xylo boiled down to who has, quantity-wise, the most polls. Not even... And then, lately, it's been set up a Hevo 2.0 right next to the horizontal, or near the horizontal abyss tiles and then boop their heart to get like a bunch of kills. And it's just passing turns until something stupid happens. Rush Hour feels like it's kind of solved to the point where it's just, okay, protect the attractor or something similar. It's a very stall-heavy map. We haven't seen enough Dearly Departed, so I elected to keep Moai and Dearly Departed. We'll see if this is a mistake. I don't think I put Dearly Departed on this list. So the way I derived the list was I rated all the maps, and then the ones that are on this list are ones that I don't have a strong opinion about or I actively dislike. Or I think they are somewhat problematic. So, like, even though I'm leaving Moai in this particular custom map rotation, to me, Moai is like a -6 out of 10. Like, this is a terrible, terrible map, and I would consider cutting it, but I think these maps might be worse. Like, Xylo is certainly worse. I don't know about Rush Hour being worse, but we did have Rush Hour in last week's pool. A number of people picked it, and we've already seen things, so I was okay with leaving Moai for that purpose. As far as the other ones go, Never Forever was picked a lot. I kind of wanted to ban it out, only to force people to play on something different, but then we had Fornacify coming in at, like, beyond dead last. So, I don't even remember. Let me pull this up. Monster of the Week. So, the map pool as I left it was Moai, Dearly Departed, Transaction Decline, Coulrophobia, and Never Forever. So, Teen Spirit is gone, and Fornacified is gone. Like I said, I'm fine with Fornacify, but this is a new map. This is a newer map, or newish. Teen Spirit I don't think it had a really bad score. Let me see where it is. Can I really not do that on the graph? That is super obnoxious. Oh my god, I can't type. So Teen Spirit had a 6 versus what was the other one? Fornacified, like I said, was under 4, which is ridiculous. Can't type in the right place. Never Forever was 6.75. And again, this is all out of like 8 people, so we're not talking an enormous sample size. Coulrophobia, shockingly to me, was a 7.25. Transaction Declined was not on the list because I know people like that map. So I wanted to keep the newer ones, so it just kind of came down to, okay, we'll get rid of these. Coulrophobia, like I said, to me is shocking that people like this map. I can't stand this map at all. I recognize the potential for defends, and I'm hoping that we get some exciting games tomorrow if people choose this map, and it's not just, hey, I'm going to march my stabby across the top, and you can't stop me. But we'll see how that goes. That's the general idea of how I'm going to handle this going forward. I'm going to try and include input, have community input be part of it. I'm desperately trying to avoid banning Phobies. We have no evidence right now, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to continue doing this by hand. I'm going to have to continue collating data by hand of attractor usage, shove shark usage, phantom usage. Maybe we'll add repeller to the list. That'll just make my life more of a pain in the ass. To try and see how much are they used, and then what's the win rates. And ideally on the maps too, because then we could determine, okay, well, if this map is really just problematic and it's the map, not the phobie, because again, I want to remove the maps, not the phobies, then we'll know. You know, if like Never Forever is suddenly a repeller map 100% of the time, all right, we're just going to nix this map. Yes, it is skill testing. Yes, they're like the better player will win. And presumably, I'm making an assumption here. It's not like if you go first and you get repeller, you win, or second or whatever. But it's just, I don't think that's really stimulating enough or engaging enough. So, coming back to, we'll probably talk about maps more, but coming back to Steven's comment, I've talked about this before. I agree with buffing the seasonal pack. I don't think there's any amount they can buff it that will satisfy people. I think people will complain, well, you didn't do enough no matter what. At least what I assume they could reasonably do. Because it's just a math question. I've mentioned this before, but there was somebody who has a spreadsheet who calculated what the average rate it is, or how long it takes, or how much money it takes to get a full collection, or what the certain breakpoints, like a 50% collection, a 40% collection, or whatever. And the team decided that this scenario is better than this one because we hit this amount of money. Like, there's really nothing else to base that on, right? Like, there's no gameplay value to me outside of literally... So, you could make an argument, and this is a valid game design argument, and this is, like, yes, I am part of the content affiliate program. They give me coffee for producing Phobies content, but this is not a chill moment. There is a valid argument to not allow people at low ranks, low collection levels, low experience amounts to see or be, or even potentially be overwhelmed by an insane amount of mechanics. You're onboarding people. Don't just drown them. They can't drink the ocean of knowledge. Not in one go. So it's reasonable to, like, or there's an argument, we'll say, that is reasonable to say, hey, we're not going to, just dump a whole bunch of stuff on you, because you're not going to have a clue what to do. And you're going to be overwhelmed, and being overwhelmed, even if you're being overwhelmed with gifts, can be problematic for any game, because then you get in this moment of analysis paralysis, and a lot of people will just ultimately walk away from the game because it's like there's too much overstimulation, essentially, is what it boils down to. However, beyond the initial stages, like, all right, you've got your feet under you, you're not as green behind the ears, or whatever euphemism you want to use. Okay, fine, just let them get stuff. And I can't argue really hard against people that say, hey, I want a phobie shop where it's a rotating phobie, or you just buy any phobie, or you could craft a phobie, or you could do this to get phobies, or they just lower the prices or whatever. But there is a world where you have to take a step back and go, hey, it's a business. They need to make money for valid reasons. And we're all just asking for more free stuff. Which it sucks, because believe me, I would want more free stuff. I would love it if I still wasn't short despite getting the 8,000 coffee a month. Like, think about this. I've been getting 8,000 coffee a month for almost literally 2 years now. 8,000 coffee a month. Not counting the money that I put in before that, which was a couple $100, I think, and then periodically throughout. Like, I bought some of the sales. I bought some of the VIP passes, stuff like that. And I still don't have a full collection. Now, we're not talking about stress phobies, because that's a different thing, but, like, I'm still 27 phobies short. Some of those are stress phobies, and admittedly, all the ones that come out of packs are ultra rares. But imagine if that 8,000 coffee was a month, was me putting in money. And I've been playing. I play less now, and as I start out with, it's not because I don't want to play. It's just, there are times where I don't want to play, but it's not because I don't want to play Phobies. It's because I'm not in a mental state to play Phobies. Like, I'm not attuned to do it. I will screw up and I'll tilt, and then it won't be fun. But it's kind of bonkers to look at that and feel like that's okay. I understand some of the psychological arguments. As I've said before, once people get a full collection, I think most people will stop playing. They care more about getting the cute little monster and playing Gotta Catch 'Em All than they do about making the bar fill and numbers go up. I don't have any evidence to prove that, but that just seems logical, right? Like, it's way cooler to get a new Phobie than to get upgrade cards. Unless you're already invested in maybe hanging out on a Phobies stream, where it's like, no, I want upgrade cards for the thing so that I can actually use it. But for most people, that's probably not even going to matter because they're low enough stress and Phobie level that who cares? They'll probably be like at level 3, if it's a decent ultra rare or something, it's probably playable anyway. I mean, the event pack, the chance for each thing. Oh, are you talking about like this pack thing? I mean, it's the same argument. It's the same thing. This and the season pack and the packs themselves, like the actual go into the store buy packs, all of this is just a math equation. This is all 100% math saying, hey, this is how quick you're going to acquire things. And this, you know, I know this because I played enough physical card games with packs. Past a certain point, and this is the number that matters, at least in physical card games. In Phobies, this number is astronomical, and I think somebody had pointed out the number before, and I forgot what it was. I feel like Karst reposted it, but it was like an astronomical amount of like real-life money. Astronomical being like, I would never pay that, and I don't think anyone should, but it's neither here nor there. When you talk about physical card games, what it boils down to is obviously how much money can you reasonably put into the game? And then how much money are you willing to put into the game? Because those are naturally going to be two different things. And you need to balance those with, you know, real life things. And it comes down to like, hey, if you buy a case, like I talked about this, I bought a case of Star Wars Unlimited. I did not get at least one copy of every single card. There are cards that I have literally zero of. I opened, it was 6 boxes at 24 packs apiece. So you can do the math there. And then in the packs, I think it's 15 or 16 cards, only one of which is a rare slot, but one could also be a foil slot, which is hypothetically any card. So you have, air quotes, 2 chances at the higher rarity things, because you could hit like a super cool version, a foil one, a hyperspace one, a showcase one, whatever. However, it's probably somewhere around like, because they publicly disclose these numbers of like how many legendaries or ultra rares you get, like how many packs it would take, how many packs or how many rares you get on average in a pack, how many, etc. And you could calculate it out, and it's probably 2-3 cases, which is probably around $2,000. That would be literally play sets of every card, and obviously and I'm making some assumptions here because I haven't crunched the numbers, and then an absurd amount of like extras, the equivalent of upgrade cards, but you can't do anything with them. But you would also get, it's a physical game, so you could sell some of the stuff off to recoup the cost, assuming you have the time and energy and additional money for postage and shipping to do that, but there is that. Or if you bought it all in singles, you could easily build a singular deck, but not have everything for a couple $100, maybe less, depending on the deck you want to build. Or if you wanted to buy everything in singles, I'd have to go look it up, but it would be some cost. And then you have the expansions every year to keep up with the Joneses. How does that compare to Phobies? It's going to depend on the card game in question. I think Star Wars, Lorcana, Magic are a little bit on the higher end. Pokemon just kicks every other game in the junk because it's like pennies. Mostly because 99.9% of the cards are worthless. And the ones that are expensive or valuable from a play perspective, they get reprinted into oblivion to be pennies on the dollar. Not long after. Like a card will release, it's clearly a good card, it's $20. 2 weeks later, there will be 9,000 versions of it, and it'll be like $8. So as long as you can wait, you're going to get a deal. Unless you have a tournament coming up, there's no reason to pay extra. And it's the same thing for every rarity. They just go down by an enormous percentage. But to bring it back to Phobies, it all comes down to a big math equation of, if you're the consumer or you're the dev, it doesn't matter. Where's the break point of, now I have either enough, and then the other break point is I have everything. And don't get me wrong, again, I'm perfectly fine if they were to improve the event and give people better chances. I'm fine with them improving the packs. I'm fine with them improving any of these things. It's not going to happen. The only one that I could see possibly happening, well, in order of likelihood, the most likely thing that could happen is they improve the seasonal rewards. There is we'll call it a tangible incentive for the devs to do that. It encourages more people to play more. And if more people are playing more, that means they're in the app more and more likely to spend money. And if nothing else, the ladder is more populated, thereby making your whales happier. Now, the second most likely is that they improve the event rewards because, again, that kind of has a direct line to them making more money. More people are going to buy the event pass. It's already a good deal overall. You get way more value comparatively from the event pass, assuming you complete it, versus doing virtually anything else in the game. Now, I could be misspeaking here because I don't know all the numbers off the top of my head, but from what I recall, it's just way more value. Maybe some of the sales beat it out. I don't know. Or if, like, you specifically want a Phobie, like the Mummy deal or something, there's no way to replace that because it's the only way to get a singular Phobie. The least likely is that they would ever do anything with the packs. I just don't think that's ever going to happen. They've set this precedent, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Partially from, like, a psychological value. There would be, believe me, people would shit a brick. Everybody who, not everybody, but a good portion of the people who already bought packs would raise hell. They'd be like, oh my God, why don't you have to pay what I paid? I want a refund. And it's like, my guy, 2 years ago, you bought that. You knew what you were getting into. Like, you bought it. It's one thing if, like, you bought it the day before the prices were halved. It's another, but I promise you, it's the internet. An insane amount of people would be asking for refunds or credits to their account or something. And I don't know that this is something that they would have to crunch numbers on their own side, how much it would, and kind of goes for the second point as well. Like, how will it increase? How much does it increase by? That's why I think they're not going to. Could they? I have no idea. Like, legitimately, I don't have a clue whether they could change any of the prices on this. That's financial data that none of us have access to, and none of us will ever know. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for them to disclose that. But, I mean, I've always said, and if you go back, it's funny, like, I kind of want to go back and rewatch. Maybe I'll do that one stream. Go back and rewatch my own initial thoughts on Phobies. But I distinctly recall bringing it up, like, hey, the monetization may be a problem. I don't know. And it's kind of hard to say it isn't. Right? Like, it's pretty hard to say that there isn't an issue, at least to some degree. You could debate how bad it is, what the solutions are, or anything like that, but I think you'd be hard-pressed to say that it isn't expensive. We obviously have evidence of people that you can win against higher. It isn't 100% pay to win. But I think it's not like a gacha game where because the players have input, they have control, as compared to a gacha game where, like, you put in more money and your guys are better and they will just 100% of the time beat something that's lower. That isn't true here. You can win as the lower ranked or lower leveled player. And we've seen plenty of examples, like Cosmos is the running joke lately. Not because they're a joke, but, like, because they're bodying people with, like, literally level 1 phobies, and they're at 80 or 100 stress level differentials. It's comical, but The average player is not going to be able to do that. Which I guess maybe that's fine. Kind of the end of the day, some of the argument is get good. But in general, the acquisition of Phobies is going to be independent of... It does directly correlate, as we were talking about in the map discussion, to people's enjoyment to the game from a strategic perspective. If I just don't have the tools to combat a particular thing, I'm SOL. But at the same time, there's a get-good argument where clearly it can be done, right? Clearly you can beat the levels. All right, we'll do the game review, and then we'll queue up again. Starred 7 turn. Oh, God. All right, chat. If this is on the dock, somebody remind me not to read... Well, it's only 7 turns, so if we redo it in the viewer games, it's not the end of the world, but, like, somebody remind me on Sunday. Or ping me in Discord, like, at me, so I have the notification to not redo this one. I'll move it. Is your opponent just like... Wait, what? It's a level 15 Squiggles. That guy just did a load of damage. The fastest game in the West. You know what's wild is, like... Bad Guy's response on literally turn 1 was clearly not good. But, like, it doesn't seem unreasonable at first glance. Alright, so this is a scaling issue. This is a scaling issue. This is kind of what Karst has been bringing up a lot. There's literally nothing Bad Guy can do at this stage. Literally nothing. They had to respond differently to the Squiggles. What level are they? God, Squiggles. My God, what's happening to you? Oh, man, you are crapping on this person. Map scaling issue. I've been pushing for some map stat rebalancing. That's good to hear. I mean, this is... Karst has brought this up. Like, the reality here is the heart... 6,800 health. There is a problem here with... Renamon versus Bad Guy. And we'll look at what the actual stress differential is. But looking at the Phobies, like, the Squiggles was level 15. This is a level 10. Like, 5 levels is a lot. However, the bigger issue is, like, a level 15... a level 15 Squiggles is just going to annihilate the heart. And it got 3 hits. Like, this game is clearly over. Wow. The massacre that was this game. All right, we'll see what the level differential is here. Almost 40 levels. Stress levels can be deceiving, though. Stress levels can be deceiving, though. The bigger issue, I think, is just that... To the point about map scaling. So this is something that I'm not sure, only because I haven't really thought about it. Like, how do you solve this issue? Of, hey, let's say, like, what rank are you at? Come on. I don't... Was that a... Is the cup... async? Yeah, it must be async. These are the symbols, so. So you're at Doomsday 3, right? The Doomsday 3 is set to whatever some of our fears. We assume that it's going to continue scaling upward. But what happens when you get a level disparity? Presumably, it's going to take the higher level. Does that help or hurt the lower level person? Because I think the only thing we can say that it does with certainty is that it drags the game out. Because clearly, in this case, if the heart had, instead of 6,800 health, let's say it had 10,000 health, it would have taken longer for Renamon to do what they were doing. But would it have materially impacted the outcome? And I understand, don't get me wrong, like, this is not the goal for this sort of change. It would really be Renamon against another level 100 person, stress level, or, you know, the Karsts versus Alien Engineers on the ladder, that sort of thing, where it becomes less about, hey, now Heart Rush is such a viable thing that it surpasses other strategies. Chad, I smell toast, and I'm not sure if anyone's making toast. This could be a concern. Trying to figure it out. Hold on. Did my mic mute actually work there, or did you hear me yelling for my wife upstairs, chat? I hope it worked. Anyway, as far as the scaling goes, like, I understand it's not going to remedy all issues, but it is... It was muted? Okay, good. It does raise the question of, like, these level differentials become problematic because... what is the reasonable response if you're under-leveled? Because you can't usually go toe-to-toe with their phobies for obvious reasons, so then the answer was go for their heart, because that number didn't change. That option is no longer going to be available for the lower-level player, because not only are they behind damage-wise, like, in general, because their guys are smaller, they're going to be behind damage-wise because now the heart has more health, so they have to go farther to get the damage, to, like, make the damage matter. Maybe if the panic points also continue to scale, but the main complaint from people was that the lava tiles, the disease tiles, the poison tiles, the heart health, those things don't scale. And increasing those only further serves to punish the under-leveled player in a given game. I don't know that there really is a good solution, given that the leveling system exists. Like, because the leveling system exists, you have to have levels. You can't be like, oh, well, we'll just scale up the lower-level person to the same level as the higher-level person, because then it's like, well, why would I ever bother? Like, why would I want to level my stuff up? Then I'm just getting my opponent, you know, like, from the whale perspective, it's like, what did I pay for? I'm paying for the advantage, right? Given that the leveling system exists, I don't think that that's reasonable, and realistically, I don't know that there is a reasonable solution. I think that ultimately, we just kind of have to live with it, and the real answer is get more people playing Phobies. Like, the answer to virtually every non-balance related problem, and even arguably some balance related problems, only because through sheer weight of numbers will determine, like, if we had more alien engineers in the game, we would have better information as to which things are actually broken. Not just because there would be more challengers to Alien Engineer, but if Alien Engineer gets bored and just starts doing things, they are way better than everybody else and are going to make things that are bad look busted. But we need more people to challenge them and just have other ideas. Because somebody who's in heebie-jeebies might have a great idea, but if they're terrible, they're never going to execute it well enough for us to see. So it kind of comes back to, like, there are issues that I don't really know what the answer is. I don't know if there is an answer. Also, it's not toast. It smells different now, so I'm not having a stroke, chat. That's the good news. Chat, I ordered some new toys. I ordered some new toys, and I'm excited. I also, some other toys that I pre-ordered, like, literally a year ago finally came in. What are we doing here? We go, like, 1, 2, 4. It's 1,000, so it doesn't really matter. See, like, I don't know if I want corn here. In all seriousness, like, I don't know that I want this thing. Also, I may not be able to kill this if they go for it because of the Henrietta. I was about to say, like, I'm pretty sure I counted this and it would live, and I was going to be upset if it died. Be real upset. It's a microscopic. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that one coming. Just cracked both my elbows. That didn't feel good. I guess it felt all right. Actually, now that I think about it, like, it doesn't really bother me when like, my joints or muscles or other whatever crack. It's not that big a deal. What do we want to do here? I probably didn't want 2 1-movers, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. If I put the corn here, is this enough to kill the cassowary? So rusty, Koro. What, did you skip 1 week? Like, what are we talking about here? You didn't skip that many, did you? It was only last week, right? Or am I totally off base? They filled up and then people left, so I did. It looks like we are full for Monster of the Week B. Let me see. So B has 8, C has 8, and A has 6. I wonder if maybe A... I don't know. A was the one that had the most people last time, so maybe that one's fine. So no matter what, this Henrietta's dead. Because this will connect, and then they go snowball or something like that, and... Actually, hold on. We're actually going to poke here. So what I want them to do is put this thing here. But they have to go to... they have to hover in order to kill the Henrietta. Because they're going to need help. Actually, this in a jar may be able to do it. I'm not sure. Almost ran out of time there. I'm hoping to give myself the option to snipe both the microscopic and the cassowary, but it's probably not going to happen. So what they might be able to do is put the microscopic here and then put jar here. I don't know if that's enough damage. It should be, right? It might not be. That's not enough damage, buddy. Get wrecked, nerd. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. All right, I feel bad now. I'm not even kidding. I feel bad now. That's a feel bad moment, chat. Get wrecked, nerd. They have a level 3 microscopic. I feel bad. I'm not even trolling. I feel bad. You a bully? I mean, I am a bully. Big bully moment. That's a big bully moment. Like, there's no way. There's literally no other way to put it. Surrender for them? Never. You want that win, you gotta come and take it. We're gonna bank up and we're gonna go for high five. Not even trolling. Are we? I kind of feel like they're gonna put Stabby here, so I don't... Oh, you know, we could put Hercules, though, chat. I won't feel bad about Hercules here. Like, that's reasonable, right? What do we do to stop the... I guess we go AWOL, right? I don't want it any closer. Give him a chance and go Collector. Oh, that would have been a good idea, Koro. We're going to go Hercules, probably. We'll go Hercules. Honestly, chat, I could throw. I've thrown on this map before. You can't kill that. I'm not sure that was worth it. I was originally going to go high five. But a Collector would have been dope. We could have gone, like, Collector into Shove Shark or Phantom. That doesn't move on the tile. Hashtag just saying. Can't wait to see your Hercules once it gains more. I mean, you could... It's funny saying this, but, like, you could just put it in a spreadsheet. Is that Boomer level 3? That's a level 3 Boomer. That's a feels bad, man. So we're only backing this. Do we want to back this off? Hold on. We move this here. It's here. I guess we shuffle these like this. Because then this covers the top two. Like, they could hit this, but then that means it has to be here. Which means it's exposed. And, like, hypothetically... Now, there's no way I can get to it. I guess this doesn't matter. Like, they're going to be able to poke the A-wall, and it's kind of whatever. But this leaves the A-wall available to try and hit the top. That's a Boomer. I actually love how deranged this Ginsting variant looks. Like, tell me this guy doesn't look absolutely deranged. You can't, because he looks absolutely freaking deranged. It's just a fact. My guy, you know I'm going to snipe this, right? Oh, no. Are they not respecting the levels? Because that would be funny. Or maybe they just don't give a shit. Like, that's not what you wanted. I can't quite kill this. So we're going to do this. Like, this lives. Oh, man. Like, it feels so bad. A Ginseng looks like a guy that sits outside the Waffle House I go to. You know, I haven't been to a Waffle. I feel like Waffle House... I don't know. I obviously, I'm on the internet. I've seen some of the stories, right? Like, I'm aware of Waffle House. I think I've been to, like, literally one Waffle House. I'm trying to think if it was even a Waffle House. Because I went to a tournament. I was playing WoW. And I went to a tournament with the guys who are on my, ultimately on my Transformers team years later. And I think we went to a Waffle House. Just because it was open kind of thing. Imagine if Hercules is an 8 cost. So 4, 6, 8. I'm surprised they didn't do that, honestly. I'm a little surprised that didn't happen. I don't really deserve this W, chat. I'm not gonna lie. The next wolf has to be 5 keys. Yeah, but, like, they've broken the pattern on a few of these. They've broken the pattern on a few. I mean, the Ginsting chain is one of them. While I do appreciate the... I don't want to call it... It's not symmetry, but, like... I do appreciate the pattern. Like, it feels nice mentally to have that pattern. It doesn't need to be like that. It doesn't have to be this way. They do change. It would need to buff its stat to confiscate. Oh, to compensate, I'm assuming you mean. Not confiscate. That's that's a very different verb. Alright, so that's 558. That's lol, not enough. We're not gonna do it there, though. So they'll body block. We can't kill this, but I want to cap this point. If I move the Innocuous down, like, does this help at all? I don't know that this is meaningful. This might be dangerous. The consistency, though. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, I like the pattern. It feels nice mentally, right? They do change that would need to... Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Ooh, the body block. Fair enough. That's a good play. Bluelian now has a lock, right? Oh, it doesn't have the lock. It was just nerfed. Okay. I remember. I should have shot it. I should have shot it. That was a bad turn, just in general. What if Hercules had an effect on its active while poison and electric? Wait, what? What if Hercules had an effect on its active while poison and electric or new card, since we don't have a phobia that can have multiple... I mean, I think we will ultimately get a phobia that can apply multiple effects. I think, like, that's a reasonable thing to assume will happen. I'm not... In my opinion, I don't think it's worth changing existing phobies to do new stuff. Just let them do the thing they do. I don't know that I can kill this. I don't know that it matters. On. Yes, I can kill it. Yeah, we just kind of bullied that person. There was really nothing... Like, I didn't play very well. In fact, I think I played very poorly. But I'll be honest. As soon as I saw that they had like level 3 and level 5 phobies, I checked out. Science question time. Why are stinky feet instinctively disgusting, but cheeses that smell like really funky feet always taste good? Okay, so there's like 1,000 things to unpack in this statement. I'm not sure that I'm very confident that I am not qualified to unpack all the things in that statement. I'm just gonna say right now. Yeah, Luffy's already on the right track. Like, we're talking about smell and then taste. Those are two different senses, and I'm not going down the road with the feet. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. However, that presupposes that there's cheese that smells terrible, that tastes good, and the only one I can think of is Limburger, which is famously stinky, and I've never had it. So I can't confirm or deny that it tastes good. Are there other cheeses that are notably stinky that taste good? Like, real talk. I mean, I guess one of one that would meet the criteria to Atona's statement of cheeses that smell like really funky feet always taste good if it's one of one. Yes, lots of them. Are there really? I'm not trolling here. Like, I've had a lot of cheeses, but like most of my cheese experience, we'll say, is involved specifically of the Italian adjacent variety. Put it that way. I guess it's soft cheese. What's the one that my wife likes? Is it brie that goes with wine? Like, is that the common one to go with wine? If it is, she likes that one. Again, assuming that's the right one. And I've had it, and I'm just like, I don't like that. Don't like that. I don't think cheese has a smell for most of them, so if you get the mold-type cheese, they have a smell, maybe by default that means bad. I don't know what that is, Eric. Let me look that up. All right, we're now a cheese stream, chat. It's how do you pronounce this? There's an accent mark and everything. I don't know how the hell to pronounce this. It's classified as a Swiss type or Alpine cheese and is sweet but slightly salty with a flavor that varies widely with age. It's a hard Swiss cheese that originated in the cantons of Fribourg, Vaud, and a bunch of other places that I'm not going to try and pronounce in Switzerland. It is named after the town in Fribourg, assuming that's how you say it. In 2001, it gained the appellation something else I can't pronounce, which became what? What the hell am I reading? Like, I can't pronounce any of these words. I have literally no idea how you pronounce some of these. This other thing is saying it's a sweet, nutty flavored cheese. Flavored cheese with a firm but supple texture, made year-round with unpasteurized milk. It's like Swiss and Parmesan. That sounds dope. Like, real talk. I think I need to take a break and go tell my wife we need to find this kind of cheese. I'm not the biggest cheese connoisseur. I love cheese. Like, don't get me wrong. I will... I'm at the point where my doctor hasn't said it yet, but I'm confident I'm going to have problems because of the quantity of cheese that I eat. Like, it can't possibly be healthy. There's no world in which the amount of cheese and salt that I consume are healthy. I've had cheese that smells bad, but my mother loved it. I couldn't even choke it down. Without it creeping back up. That's bad. That's bad. What type of cheese do I eat? Or which... Oh. Sorry, your name was showing up and I thought it was Luffy. Wife, I'll send it to you in Discord. Hold on. This sound like it, although it says that it's the one that Eric was suggesting, it varies greatly with age. So I guess we'll have to find the particular type. I've had that, but I'll take your word on it. I stick to, like I said, the more Italian adjacent ones. You get a lot of Parmesan. I mean, cheddar, I guess, doesn't really count, but, like, I eat a lot of cheddar. Of course, you got your American cheese. You won't eat brie. Yeah, I said that before. Brie is gross. Brie is like eating the worst kind of gum and jelly bean combination you could possibly think of. Like, the texture and the taste were wrong. How do you fuck up both? Like, that's bad. It's cheese. How do you mess up both on cheese? That's bad. That's just... No, it's not delicious. You're deranged. You need to see a doctor. Get your tongue checked. Simply consume the brie? Yeah, but you can... Like, this is a thing my dad says. Of it. You don't just eat. You need to learn to dine. And, like, you need to appreciate the food that you're eating. All right, now you're getting me upset. You can't just consume. Consumption is a mandatory function of the body. But if you're gonna eat, why are you gonna eat terrible things like brie? Like brie. Why are you going to waste the small amount of time that you have on this mortal coil and consume ass? And not in the other sense. It is just disgusting. It's a crime. There's a cheese that, no lie, called Stinking Bishop. And it smells like a gymnasium. It tastes like salty gold. Wait, again, Toda, what the? First, again, with like... Again, with... There's so many things in that statement. Absorb the cheese. Yes, I can if I'm hungry enough. Anything is good. No, it's still not good, Koro. You just eat it because you need to. Like, look, if I'm super hungry, yeah, I will eat a lot of things. I will eat a lot of things. But I'm not going to enjoy it. It's not good. It's still bad. It's just required. Yeah, I'm with Steven. You people are off your rocker with the brie. Get out of here. Stranger soda. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Stranger soda. That's a story for another time. But yeah, let's calm down. Let's go back to it, Toda. First of all, why are you tasting gold? Like, I've heard other things be compared to tasting a penny. But, like, salty gold? I don't know if the implication here is that it's so good it tastes like gold. Or is it, like, you're talking literally about the metal substance and you've had it in your mouth? Goldschlager? Yeah, but no one tastes the gold in that. I can't imagine actual gold tasting good even with salt. I imagine it just tastes like metal. Isn't that what the rich do? Shred gold for a meal? I mean, Goldschlager literally does have gold shavings in it. And I wouldn't be surprised if at points in history rich people were literally eating gold. I have to imagine that it ruins your digestive tract. It's like eating a penny. But there was something like this Stinking Bishop. There was one of the Louis did that is completely unsurprising. I am not shocked by... I'm confident many kings and royalty at different points in times. I like metal in my ears, not my mouth, personally. Fair. What was I going to say? Oh, the Stinking Bishop comment. So there was this random video this is kind of a little off topic, but a random video got presented to me, and it was like naming random British pubs. But it was obviously all made up, and it was all random nonsense, and Stinking Bishop sounds like it would be the name of a random British pub. Bell will have to confirm for me, but, like, that sounds like something that they, like, these ridiculous names. Oh, my God. I've been known to enjoy some metal. I'm pretty sure your consumption of metal is more metaphorical than literal there, Atona, or otherwise you also may want to see a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian, but something tells me if you're ingesting lots of metal, it's probably not going to end well for you. There's a difference between just getting your daily iron intake and literally consuming iron. Those are two different things. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you advice, but like, I don't know. I would personally see a doctor. To think all of this started with Atona's question about cheese. I was way healthier when I was 20 and just ate around the mold on my bread. The thing is, yes, you were probably healthier in your 20s, and that had less to do with anything than it just does with, hey, you're 20 years old. I know, well, actually, when I was 20, I don't know that I was healthier. Well, I didn't have diabetes then, so I might have had diabetes, to be honest. I might have had it and not known it. It's a valid question. Feet are gross, but cheese that smells like feet usually tastes good. How is that possible? Because they're two different things. How are these things that are different? They're different. I don't. I mean, I get what you're getting at, but like, what I think that the more interesting part of the question, Atona, is like taste and smell are intimately tied. They are directly tied. So, like, if you pinch your nose or have the inability, like this was a thing during COVID, you lose your sense of smell and everything tastes like nothing. So, the question becomes, like, why does it not mess with your brain more when you eat something that stinks terrible? Does it taste? What would it taste like if it didn't have the smell? Would it taste godly because it's now not having to overcome the terrible stink? Yeah, I don't think you want the answer to that question, Atona. I don't think you want the answer to that question. I love how this evolved into a cheese. Yo, when are we getting our stinky cheese man phobie, chat? It's full circle. Stinky cheese man phobie. Run as fast as you can. It's true. I'm telling you, Chad, stinky cheese man phobie. You heard it here first. A cheese would definitely either have poison or disease. It wouldn't cure? Wait, what if it was like a... Okay, so real talk here, chat. We're brainstorming this. What if it was the third cupcake line, essentially? So it was a consumable cheese, but it diseased you but healed you by an insane amount. So, like, there was... And you could use it on your opponent if you wanted to. So you could either heal your Hevo 3... Like, it would be obviously be great for mechs. But you could heal your guy up to full health, but then it would have a disease. And then would tick back down. Or you could pop it on your opponent's guy just to disease them. I think that phobia would probably... Well, it would generally be used to heal. Like, I don't think they would really work. Wait, what? What is happening right now? I think that deserves that. That would make mechanicals even better than they are now. True. I was about to say, my button didn't, or shouldn't be pinning things, and then I just saw Luffy pinned it. Yeah, chat, Bell brought it up, but did you know? Okay, I got two. One was brought up by, I think it's Pirate Software, but centaurs have 2 rib cages. Think about that. We also don't have a centaur phobia. I mean, we have Brony, but that doesn't count. And first of all, I didn't wake you up at 7 a.m. I sent you a text message. You woke up to the text message. That's not my problem. Centaurs have 2 rib cages, chat. Let that sink in. And then the other one was, I think it was Pirate Software. It's the, you know, the guy, like, it's Pirate something. He is a game designer, and he does a ton of videos now. Like, what is his name? Is it Pirate Software, his channel? I think that's the name of the company. Yeah, it's Pirate Software is his channel. So somebody in his chat brought up the question. Or not the question, they just made the comment. Who really fears centaurs? Have you ever seen a centaur? Like, if you saw a centaur in real life, you would be fucking afraid. Don't even lie. I'm fine with centaurs having 2 rib cages, but consider what that means. It implies they have 2 sets of lungs. This was part of the discussion, Atona. Like, we got in depth figuring it out. So, if skeletons, think about like a D&D skeleton. They don't have eyes. They don't have ears. They don't have skin. How do they know where you are? How do they know where the other skeletons are? How do they coordinate? So the implication here is that they communicate through telepathy. Skelepathy, if you will. And again, I'm ripping this all from Pirate Software right now. But does that mean that your own skeleton was ratting you out? Or is actively ratting you out to the enemy skeletons and telling them where you are? Like telepathically telling the other skeletons where you are? Since they can't see or hear you? But your skeleton at least is like right next to you so it can feel you? Just throwing it out there. Chiron can kick serious butt. I mean, yeah. See, these are big brain. We're on the wrong scene there, Bell. I had to turn it off for this scene. Yeah, like the centaurs having 2 rib cages thing does get weird. Like the implications of having 2 rib cages. Didn't even know what it was here. You have to have 1,000,000 points, so do it again. If not, we can just refund it. Or somebody hit a big brain so Bell can see what it is. But yeah, the implication for it, there you go. There's a big brain. The implications of double rib cages is fascinating, we'll say. It gets real weird. It gets weird, chat. Not like it's... We went from... went from cheese to feet, or cheese and feet, to centaurs and skeletons, and... This is getting weird, chat. How about some phobies? Although, real talk, I do want the Stinky Cheese Man phobie, or some variation thereof. And you can't even tell me there's not a phobia, because there are people who are lactose intolerant. Although every single person I've met who's lactose intolerant is hell-bent on consuming dairy, no matter what. Phobies, cheese, gold, feet, centaurs, skeletons, phobies. It's full circle. It's a circle of life. Is there a fox phobie? It depends on what kind of dog you feel Snowball is, but I would think no. If you're gonna go the route of like the fox, like Kitsune, that would be kind of cool, but I don't think that exists. It makes sense. It helps them intake enough oxygen, lets them have better stamina, but if it implies that they have 2 lungs because they have 2 rib cages, oh, for the centaurs, yeah, I mean that that's not an insane idea. 1, 2, 3. So they could... Like, this snowball's dead if it goes up here, right? And do they need 2 hearts to pump the blood? Or 1 massive heart? Well, that was the thing. So while we were discussing this, I looked it up. Elephants obviously only have 1 heart. They just have a massive heart, right? But there are animals in nature, and I think a lot of dinosaurs were, I mean, I guess because it's soft tissue, there's no way to know. I don't know if there's ever been anything resembling a fossilized... Wait, is this dead still? No. I don't think there's anything remotely resembling a fossilized heart, but like, I don't know, like they would have multiple brains or nerve settings. I think it was cuttlefish and other squid have multiple hearts. So, like, it is a thing that occurs in nature. And not just like, oh, there was a mutation, and then, you know, like, you'll see snakes or turtles or other reptiles commonly. Although it does happen in other animals where they are born with multiple heads. Octopus have 3, I think. I think that's correct. Yeah, like, that sounds right. There's, like, no world where I can threaten this thing, I think. The Gin Sting. But we're not going to try. Is this a goon map? I feel like it's not. I think it's just going to be really challenging to set up a worthwhile goon. I've been dying to try this out, though. Do we put it there? We're doing this mostly because I want to. I've just been dying to try out Leela. Oh, they didn't do the poison. If they kill the snowball, they're going to lose whatever comes in, so... I don't know that this is a good Leela map, but it's absolutely going to annoy them. And that's all I care about at this point. Yeah, like, you have to hit it twice with this. And I don't think you want to do that. What if we had a phobia that has a fake form, and after a certain trigger... And after a certain trigger, fully heal, can't be killed in its fake form besides pit, then it turns into real form, unlike werewolf. So triggered werewolf. Obviously, there would potentially be different things to trigger it. But we're looking at, like, we're boiling it down to triggered werewolf, is what we're saying, right? I mean, I don't hate the idea. Having more werewolf stuff, I think, would be cool. Because it makes you think about the game in a different way. Yeah, that doesn't work the way you'd want it to. Kind of, but it used a fake form, like, before... Yeah, I mean, where I'm going with it, I am admittedly making it sound more basic than what your idea is, Stephen, of it being in a fake form, you kill the fake form, and it becomes the other thing. But essentially, we're talking about a shape-changing phobia. Like, we want it to go from A to B in however that happens. Like, whatever the criteria are. Both of these can't connect. I'm going to end up rotating it at some point. Part of me wants to go collector because it's funny, but it's certainly not good. Like, the real answer here is to go, the real answer here is to go, like, Attractor. Should we go Blasto? The Blasto doesn't even do enough damage to one-shot the Attractor, which, okay, you could make an argument about Sparky, but, like, come on, Blasto not doing enough? That's a feels bad man moment. Should I march Cerberus up there? We don't really have a great way to leverage Cerberus right now. I don't really feel compelled to commit anything until they do. Strap in, boys. Yeah, you can't kill this thing. I think we scared a few people out of chat from earlier, chat. I think we scared a few people out of chat earlier. They're like, I thought this was a Phobies stream. I can't wait till this one goes up on YouTube. And I want to know, because people said that they watch all this stuff. So, because when I said, hey, YouTube, are you still watching? People commented, yes, I still made it to this point. So let me know what your opinions on cheese are. Definitely don't let me know your opinions on feet. I really don't want to know that. Please do not put that in my YouTube comments. I will delete them. I will delete the feet comments. I went boomer? What does that mean? Oh, like the phobie boomer? I swear to God, the first thought that you had... I can't imagine why anyone would have left that conversation. I can't fathom it. I just don't get it. Maybe. Yeah, I thought when you said boomer, Kuro, my first thought was like, because I lost my hair, so I'm old or something like that. I swear to God, like it was something along those lines, not going the phobie boomer. I don't have a problem with boomer the phobie. I have a problem with people going boomer on turn 1. Like here, I will defend my boomer choice because A, it had enough HP that it could tank what they had on the board at the time in range to protect my Innocuous, and they also have an Attractor on the board, so like there's value here. But going that on turn 1 feels somewhat meaningless. I have no way to threaten this thing though, because of the goddamn boomer. If I went Tickles, maybe we would have been fine, but Tickles probably wouldn't have lived this long. Tickles probably doesn't live this long. Chomp went boomer, I don't eat weird French cheese. Is that something a boomer would say? Like, I'm not even sure. Is that a boomer thing? I will defend my boomer choice, Chomp, on growing old. True. Chomp, what's your opinion on growing old? I'll defend my choice to be a boomer. I don't know what our opponent's doing. They're banking as well, so, like, this is getting so weird. They are at the advantage because they have the Attractor. So, like, this is kind of weird. They can only get one more phobie on the board, so I'm almost inclined to not kill one of them. Truth be told. So if they go here and yoink, they don't have enough damage. So I just don't want to expose anything. We probably should put something dangerous on the board, though, right? Should I go collector, chat? I think I kind of want to go collector. I have, like, no range? I have a 3 ranger! What do you mean I have no range? I just don't have a lot of stuff on the board, like, full stop. I just don't have much stuff. I just realized that my Hercules is going to be stealing stuff from my Hematic Ginseng. 3 range equals no range. Well, it comes all the way, wraps all the way back around, right? Brute Worst is definitely the best show. I've legitimately was considering it. I'm not trolling. So this is like, I'm kind of baiting them into the poll here. I didn't really want to go Hevo. This is kind of boring, but I was running out of time, chat. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I'm just like, all right, fine. The big guy. I kind of wanted to go Chuck. I really don't think you want to do this. Like, look, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to do this. My guy, I don't think this is the play. They're all gonna die? Okay. Dude, this is not significantly better! Like, you save the attractor, but that's not that much better! I don't even know if they save it. I might kill everything anyway. I don't think this will die here. Oh my god, yes it will! Dude, I'm gonna nuke this thing with the disease trap! I did not think that was gonna happen. I wasn't paying attention to how much damage my Leela does. Toxie Moxie, get bodied! Alright, Blasto's a fair counter. They're made of steel, you can't kill them. I was about to say what happened there, but... Dude, Boomer, staying alive, my guy. I don't have the foggiest clue what they do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. I probably should get an electrical on the board. What's their Blasto level? Blasto's level 10. What level's my Blasto? 8. Should I go, like, do I match Blasto for Blasto, chat, or should I go Oopsie Baby? I was going to go Oopsie Baby earlier, but maybe Blasto's the call here. Because Blasto gets value, fight fire with fire. You could go debuffer. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I think Oopsie Baby is the correct choice. We're going to go Blasto because reasons. What if we had a Giga Chad for Phobie? Are you talking about, like, my team that's on the board? Or are you talking about, in general, what if there was a Phobie that was literally called Giga Chad? I'm legitimately unclear as to which you're referring to. The annoying thing about this is, like, Leela's getting way less value. Oh, or will it? Or will it? It won't. It won't. The meme Giga Chad fair. Ooh, we're going erratic up here? Is that correct? So this hypothetically doesn't die. The Innocuous is actually a little awkward right now. Innocuous is in kind of an awkward spot. Trying to figure out the Blom lanes here, in which I'm okay with. No, you here. This should not be here. Put Leela there. I didn't want to move the snowball back. That's awkward. Yeah, I don't know about the meme Giga Chad. Like, aside from the lol, what phobia is that? Like, I don't think that, like, I don't even know what that's gonna be. Yeah, like, you're not doing enough damage here. This is annoying. I don't think you get enough value out of this. I'm not gonna kill this by any means. By the way, we're absolutely gonna get a Gonzo on the board, because I might be able to get multiple activations off. Plus, then I could also follow up with Cupcake and be like, lol, Cupcake. Boom, roasted. Wait, can I kill this? Oh shit, I might be able to kill this. Do I, like, sacrifice my whole... Okay, they moved it. I was about to say, like... If they left it there, I think I can Blom and then Hevo 3.0 and just, like... Chuck. I love it. I love it. No! With the Chuck, it'll be funny. Really? Thunder Rocks is your 7th phobia? I don't know, buddy. I don't know, little buddy. Feels sus. It's there, that's fine. Should have sent out Bloat. Not in this lifetime. I guess we hit here just to soften it up. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes. Okay. I was trying to see if there was, like, Gravedigger shenanigans that could happen. Is there a Russell line here? Probably not with 7 keys still left. Probably not. I kind of want to go Yeti, but I think the appropriate play here is Gonzo. Like, that's the correct thing to do, right? My concern was they break this block with Gravedigger and then somehow connect with something, but they can't reach. Brony. Real talk, Brony actually is not a bad idea. I was considering that earlier in the game. Again, Brony, like, all the things Chad has been suggesting, yes, I did consider them, and I discarded them because they weren't as funny. Foul? Okay. Now, like, you're cooking too much. You're cooking, get out of the kitchen. You're cooking too much. I can smell smoke. And it's not like me smelling toast earlier when I thought I was having a stroke. Alright, so Snowball might be toast here. Lol. I got bad news for you, friend. Oh no. Hear me out, Sparky? Well, it's too late now. I mean, honestly, Sparky may not have been bad overall, but who did you hit? You hit the Hevo. Alright, so they could go here. Yoink, it ends up here. They could go here, they get 1 hit. Alright, so that's dead next turn. I kind of have to kill it, though, because if I don't, it's going to get more value because it tanked a hit. I think I want this here. No, I don't want it there. No, we do want you there. I need to reset the Blasto, but it's too late in the turn. I'm not going to be able to redo all the moves in time. So the problem is they can safely take this bottom panic point, and I really don't want them to be able to do that. And these are just, like, it's just really awkward positioning these. I don't know if it's worth putting in this effort to try and save this. This may die. Is there a world where that dies? Go here. There's a world where this Hevo dies. I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, I think I just threw. 390? Yeah, I threw. Chef Phobie, only then you will let him cook. That would be funny if his ability was literally called let him cook. So they're going to Blom here. They're going to kill the Gonzo. So they can't get the Hevo. Yes, they can. They get the Hevo with bees. Oh, I got bodied this turn, chat. Oh, no, they have to do that, yeah. We fooled around too much, chat. We fooled around way too much. That's okay. Rip is right. Yeah, I tried to do too many things. See, this is the thing. Like, all right, we throw a game to somebody who's under-leveled than us. It makes them feel good. It's the nice thing to do, chat. Rusty, I love it. You know what's funny is I'm going to get like a Savage Blom here, though. Because I'm going to hit the heart. I don't know if that's a good idea, but we're doing it. I don't think they can clean everything up. They might be able to, because they can challenge play here. And yeah, you challenge play, you kill. The combination of these two are not going to kill Blasto. Yeah, so you do that. Blasto will kill this, but I don't have a way to reclaim the center other than sending Droney, and I have to imagine it dies. They haven't popped Jar yet, or I don't think they have. Yeah, they haven't done Jar yet. My only hope is that Leela can get here, which is very, very silly. Ooh, are you going to kill this? You going to kill the Leela? That'd be pretty sick. Oh, you should definitely get it now, right? Oh, no, I don't think you'll have enough. And they obviously can recognize the play. Oh, wait. This can't possibly be more damage. Okay. Okay. What are you doing with this Contortio? Like, why? See, I think they needed Jar to kill this Droney. Like, this gives me the ability, and this will be back up. Like, I'm going to bomb the heart again. I guess we got to do it, chat. I don't think I can kill them even with this. Like, I think this has to actually connect. I'm pretty sure they've got it, unless they botch this colossally. Was there a challenge play available? So I could have killed this, then hit the creep, but that wouldn't have done anything. Like, there might be a world where I should have killed these, maybe? I don't know. I guess to reclaim the panic point, but yeah, that allows for another laser. Yeah, I'm assuming, like, the correct play might be to not take that panic point. They just take the other ones and then just leave the middle one alone. And it almost, like, you kill Droney, but, like, you don't need to take the center panic point. You can just take this top one and they're fine. It all just depends how greedy they get, essentially. Like, I don't think this is correct. But then again, I also was, like, throwing this game so much, so... Okay, so this makes sense. They're not going to allow the bomb. I am disappointed. My mind cupcake whistle. Do. You're gonna take the L. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna end up with an L on this one, chat, but that's fine. So it's 1,000. So that's 5. We're only gonna get like 8, so we have to claim another panic point somehow. And I don't think that's possible. We need... What do we say? It was like 8, maybe 9? We might only need like 1 panic point. 1 turn of 1 panic point, but I don't think that's even going to be feasible. Because, like, this is not enough damage. And now we're, like, under it. Even with the life lead we have, taking that much damage every few turns is just too much. Yeah, I can't possibly... All they have to do is pull back to a defensive position. I just can't take any panic points to do anything. Unless they make, like, some egregious error. Oh, they may actually kill this. I mean, that's the correct thing, is for them to go for it, even if they can't kill it, because I can't kill both. And then they're just going to get it on the follow-up, so, like, that's fine. Well played. Well played. We can give up some points, chat. I'm fine with donating some points to people on ladder. Oh, I can't even pop this without, I have to have a target, lol. I can't pop it. That's funny. Now Cupcake will clutch this? Yep. Let's hope our opponent's a good sport and they're not going to troll. Alright, they're trolling. Are they trolling, or are they just... I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's happening. I guess they thought I might have had keys left or something. That's funny. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and fool around too much, chat. We probably could have still won this if I was paying more attention, but that's fine. And clearly, like, better Phobie choices would have yielded us a W, but this was just... It was more fun to do it this way. They want to finish with the bomb. Fair. GG. GG, bad guy. You got me. I've been... You know what's funny is... I do remember a time in my Phobies career, because it was only, like, barely... It's not even 2 years ago. Where, like, I was kind of proud of my 100% win rates in both Async and Arena. And that was, like, all the way up through early Sum of All Fears, I think. And then I just hit a point where I'm like, I just don't care. But my win rates have to be bad now. They have to be bad. They've got to be colossally bad. But either way, chat, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll see what other laughs we can get into. Alien Engineer very quickly... Wait, was it always gray like this over the name? Was it always gray like this over the name? I don't remember that. Oh, that's what that means? I don't remember that coming up before. Maybe it was always there, and I don't know. But yeah, in that last game, I guess the whole game came down to that one attractor turn, which is kind of expected, but I was too busy not paying attention. It's the problem with streaming is I feel like that game was super entertaining for everyone, and it's way better for me to lose that game and have it be... Well, I guess if I won the game, it would have been fine, but like me doing silly stuff and not paying attention takes its toll on the gameplay. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be right back, chat. Don't go away. Alright, chat, we're back. A little puff action in this game. Wow, this is a long game. Oh. Ping in Discord. So, yeah, that entire game came down to, I think, that one attractor turn. We probably still could have won if I was paying attention, to be honest. Just kind of blundered everything into the attractor, which likely was inevitably going to happen because we didn't have a very dive-focused team, so, like, at some point they'll bully us out of position, I think is ultimately what ends up happening. And it was just a matter of whether I'm willing to accept a given hit or something. But considering I refuse to count anything and verify like whether something will live or die, I just don't care. I wonder how many Phobies have gotten their Phobies killed to the pit. I assume you mean players. Gotten their Phobies killed to the pits due to their own play on Never Forever. I'm going to go with more than 0. At least 1. Say at least 1. Part of me thinks that maybe it's probably less than you'd think. And the reason is I get the sense that a lot of people are going to be hyper paranoid about, oh my god, I might lose something to it. Oh my god, something may end up in the pit. I can't handle this. Actually, wait. We don't want to send you there. Wait, do we want this? How did I do this before? I'm trying to remember what my opener was on this map. I think it was this. And then, like... guess this. Oh, hey, it's Kuro. Oh, it is Kuro. My funniest play on the map was using Wuffalo to control a bad sheep and sending it straight into the void. That's funny. Wanted to match with my ult. Now you're in try-hard mode. You want to do that? You don't have the phobie? I have Wuffalo Will. He's just not gonna... it's not gonna happen. So, I can't aggressively take this top panic point, because if I try to, then Kuro can lock me in. And I can't take the center because of their setup. So, we are in a bit of an awkward scenario here. I'm actually going to leave it here. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what I would do on this map, but it's close to this. Buffalo's fun, though. It's also kind of bad. I've been using it more often thanks to Chevelle. I agree. Shove Shark kind of solves a lot of the problems, but not obviously not all of them. It's still 10 keys to do something that may not be great. It necessitates them having good enough phobie that is also open to getting hit. Which, even with Shove Shark, that's still a challenge, because then it becomes, oh, great, I have a 2-move phobie that can do this. That's still effectively only a range of 3 spaces, right? Using their own phobie to attack, and on the last possible send it to the conveyor. Yeah, exactly. That's the game plan. That is the strategy. I don't like the Twitch emojis. Well, those are the baseline ones, I think, if that's the ones like you just saw Steven put in there. And the one you did, I guess. I can't control those. Those are the baseline ones. What the fuck? What? How did that happen? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Oh my god, what the hell was that? What are we doing here? Why is it a British accent? I don't get why is it a British accent? That doesn't make any sense. That also makes no sense. So you could hit this if we go here. Go there and there. Probably kill this. I think this is a big enough threat. I don't know. We'll see. Because it's fitting. Okay. If you say so. Ah! Alright, so panic point advantage Kuro here. Or bad guy. You are the bad guy here, Kuro. Hate to break it to you. Fair enough. Tick! Ooh, let's go. All I need is Hoovy. Yo, is Hoovy good on this map? Like, real talk, is Hoovy good on this map? The game feels like it's lagging. What is happening? How much am I doing? It's 333. 16, so that's not enough. Ugh, we're actually kind of in trouble here. Why does the game feel like it's lagging here? I couldn't find her fast enough. I wanted to go Daisy, and I just couldn't find it fast enough. Maybe half the animations. It wasn't really the animation. It was like I was clicking on stuff, and it just wasn't responding. Like, I've never had the game behave like that before. That was just weird. Happen. This is melee. I think it might have been the halfy animation, but it just felt strange. So if I had the Daisy here, it might have died. I was thinking about putting it here, because you could just tag it twice with this, and then you probably just run the Henrietta down. I just incinerated the keys for no reason. I think if I went Cerberus 1 turn earlier, it might have worked. But at this point, I think it's just too slow. I did kind of probably need to go like 4-1 or 4-1-1 so that I could recap this point, because this is going to clear it, and they can recap with, you know, whatever. Is this is a monster, right? Yeah, this is a monster. Thought it was dimensional for a second. I was like, uh-oh. Although this is actually going to live. It's kind of annoying. 48? We are losing this race. This Ginsting is completely uncontested, and we're just getting bodied on panic points. I probably should have slapped this with the cowbell. Yeah, we lose. I can't stop Kuro at this point. If I go all out, can I get there? Probably not. Kills the panic point advantage. I don't know if Rambo's... No, I guess Rambo probably represents more damage. Maybe? I don't know. Alright, let's see here. I don't think I can win this. I think I have too many... Like, I have to win this coming turn, and I don't think I can do 4,600 damage. And that assumes that Kuro doesn't, A, kill me this turn, or B, neutralize anything I have on my board. Oh, we're just dead. It's dead. So it has been defended, which I've said before that I thought it could. I thought it could be defended. Well played, Kuro. I think Kuro did, like, the exact things that were necessary in order to actually fend that off. Like, so here's the big thing. Kuro actually responded with a Crushmore, because if they didn't respond with a Crushmore, or I guess maybe Gravedigger would have worked. I dislike that map. It is arguably one of the worst maps in the game. Like, full stop. But I think if you... So back to the point I was making, if you don't respond with a Terraform in order to interact, and already... Like, Kuro did exactly what was necessary. Got the Innocuous on the board to defend, got pressure on my heart, and was able to always... Like, if I broke the obstacle earlier, I think I lose one or... Well, not both, but, like, either the Crushmore or the Innocuous. Kuro took it, Steven. I think there were a couple things I should have done differently. There were a couple things I should have done differently, but ultimately, Kuro played it well. I think it is incredibly difficult to defend as player 2 on that map. it sounds simple of like, oh, we'll just put these things on the board, but... Way to go, Coral. Way to go. But yeah, you need to... I think you need the 3-Ranger. I think you need the Terraform. What is happening right now? I don't know what my player 2 opener is here, chat. I don't really go player 2 on it. I haven't been player 2 on this map in a long time. I haven't played... I mean, I haven't played Phobies in a long time. Wait, where's... I don't know if I want to do this. That just dies. Go Jackalopes? Why? Why are we going Jackalopes? For the funnies. For the content. True. Everything is for the content. It's always about the content, chat. I mean, that's what some of those earlier games were. One was the meme on transaction decline because we outleveled them by like 1 billion levels. And there was donating... well, we played 3 games. Well, we played 4 total, but we played 3 games before Koro. What was the other one? Oh, yeah, it was on this map, and the person just didn't play. There was the attractor meme because, like, all right, fine, we donate some points. And then we had an actually good game against Koro, which I think I misplayed. I think I needed to play that a little better, or significantly better. We possibly win it. All right, we're going to risk it for the early boomer here, chat, just because they're... Fair enough, fair enough. So that's 5 and 9. All right, trying to do some arithmetic in my head to figure out what we're playing this turn. Probably just wait. It's probably just fine to just wait. This could... no, this can't die. Never mind. I was going to say, oh, they can pop a snowball and do a bunch of damage, but A, snowball's on the board, and B, we know it's level 1. So they'd have to, like, come all the way in with a snowball. Wait, 1, 2... Nah, they could do it here, I guess. That'll be annoying. But yeah, Moai, I've said, well, minutes ago, but I think it's among the worst maps in the game. I think Phobos is also still, but I kind of come around on Phobos. Moai just annoys the shit out of me. Imagine Halfy's passive on a range phobia instead. I imagine it would be very, like, super fragile to the point where, like, they're always going to dive in and kill it. That would probably be the trade-off, which I guess that would be fine. If that was if that phobie existed. You know what we could have gone in that other game was Akira too, chap. That would have worked out okay. I don't really want to go Attractor here, but, I mean, it's good. Look at Innocuous. What's so funny about Innocuous? I don't get it. Am I missing something? Oh, the level? Cool. I mean, alright. You got him. Now you distracted me, and I don't know what I want to do here. Run out of time. Oh. I was trying to think, like, I had a plan of what phobia I wanted to put on the board, and I forgot what it was. Waffalo? No, certainly not on this map. Honestly, like, I think Waffalo could work on a small map. Obviously, you're more likely to engage your opponent with it. And additionally, well, the 10 keys are still a larger portion of your phobia, like, your key economy, but I think it's better. Stop beating up Tickles. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Ooh, there it is. The follow-up. Let's go. This is 22. This is... There's no way we kill this, but... See, this is just going to back off, and we have no way to really track this down. Jaws didn't eat first turn? It could have. It could have, because this could have moved back, and then you eat. It could have done it. We're just gonna do that. There was a world in which the Gravedigger play works, and our opponent, like, dives to try and get stuff. But I don't think that's this one. You think Jaws would be balanced if it could hit the Boom family but receive the damage they do as well? No. What? Like that? Oh, you mean eat the Boom family. I thought you meant, like, you randomly get to run in and punch their guy, and then you steal their damage. Like, that... that might be balanced, because, like, the odds of it happening, it would just be really funny. I think the risk would be, like, what is Boom? It's 500 damage at 1? Compared to AWOL's 6? I think... You know what? It might be fine. It might actually be fine, because on a long enough timeline, we're going to get other cheap keys that do 1,000,000 damage. Like, we got Wiggy, we have AWOL, we're going to get another Wiggy or AWOL. So, like, it's probably going to happen, right? At some point? Oh my God, why is this still... I don't know what value this Gravedigger has any longer, to be perfectly honest. I know there's a lot of keys. Jaws, Waffalo, Heartbreaker would be interesting on a big map. That's what... Is Jaws 5? So 5, 12, 20? Yeah. A lot of keys is an understatement. A lot of keys is an understatement. Oh, you got him! We might have lost here, like, right now, chat, because I wasn't paying attention. We're gonna lose, like, we're on a losing streak. We're actually gonna dip under 3K. They got the tickles, not like this. Yeah, we lost. Real talk, we lost. Because I was dirtling around, not, like, doing what I should be doing. This actually isn't necessary. Waffalo Heartbreaker. I mean, that was the combo that everybody said way back when we first saw it. Our opponent should have enough damage to kill this. Yeah, and then this or this. Although you wouldn't want to turn off the panic point. Oh, go in there. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think you kill Oopsie, right? Yep. Yeah, but mostly to control the Jaws and have it eat everything else. Oh. Yeah, sure. Oof, we're just getting outplayed. I'm out of practice, chat. This is what happens when you don't play in, like, however many seasons, essentially. I feel like for the last several seasons, I played a total of... Well, not a total of, but an average of, like, 3 games. Not the way you win. Ooh, a little Ray Chargels action. Let's go. Can't reach. Ah, this turn kind of sucked. Yeah, this turn was not great. You did Jaws and Murder Wing or Tooth Fairy, true. I was trying to figure out, like, there was a way to do it, but I waited too long to, like... I should have gotten both of these, is basically what it boils down to. Can't use abilities while mind control 9. Wait, what? Well, like, you could... If it's your jaws, you can eat the mind control phobia, I would assume. I don't see why that wouldn't work. You can use abilities? Yeah, I would assume you could also use the abilities when you mind control something. I don't see why that wouldn't happen. At least Bad Sheep's abilities are able to be used. Then yes, you can use them. But yeah, DT, that was just me being out of practice and not, like, looking at the math that was available. Because I wasn't really paying attention, as usual. It's gotten worse because I'm... Like, I'll notice things in games I'm observing. But there's a difference between watching the game and then playing the game, right? Like, two different skill sets and requirements. I was about to say, why didn't my trap go off? But, duh. This allows me to pseudo-threaten the Jin Sting next turn. I don't know. We're just kind of doing things, which I haven't done in a while. Just because we haven't played. Yeah, this is the problem. I was afraid this was going to happen. I probably should have sent this Jin Sting up through the bottom instead. That would have been better. Could have just killed the Jin Sting from the other keyhole. Yeah. That's what... I didn't say that literally, but that was what I was thinking. What I meant by my previous statement. What do you want from me? I'm out of practice. It does make me upset when I think about, like, how bad my skills have atrophied. I don't know if it was better to kill the Jin Sting. It probably was. But I was thinking I would get this on the follow-up turn, but... We've probably lost, to be honest. I don't know if I can kill everything here and not lose stuff that's relevant. And it's a 4-0 panic point advantage, so, like, we're under an enormous amount of pressure. I'm pretty sure we've lost. Okay, I, honest to God, was not sure if that would kill the cat. Does this even make sense to do? That's 6, 8, 14, 16, 20. This should not die. If it does, we just lose. If it does, I guess we lose. What if there was a 9-cost Charon where he is serious or something like that? What does that mean? I have literally no idea what that means. I may have miscounted. Like, if we lose the Evo here, we just lose. Because then we have literally no way to ever kill this Ginsting, and it's just going to go for heart. I miscounted. God damn it. That one's kind of upsetting. That one's a little upsetting. Oh well. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I did that explicitly because I thought the Evo was going to live, but womp womp. I don't know if that's better, to be honest. I don't think it really matters. $1,700 health? I guess if we had meatball, like if I didn't waste the meatball, maybe. What happens if we do this? Actually, we probably want to more bees. You end up at I think we're still dead. Are we dead? Yeah. You do both there. All right. I think that's game. We'll see. I mean, it's going to end one way or the other momentarily, right? We managed to clutch it out, chat. And by clutch it out, I mean... Again, we won due to levels. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm always taking shit. Well, I take that back. I'm not always taking challenges. I mean, if you want to send a challenge, go ahead. You can do them tonight. I was going to switch to Helldivers, but you can't kill both yet. I mean, I was throwing that game pretty hard. The earlier Rush Hour game is starting to bother me. Alright, do you want me to go first, Hordes, or do you want to go first? So it just determines who sends a challenge. Let's check in Discord real quick. I suddenly just got, like, hit with a wave of exhaustion, chat. You'll go second? Alright. What map should we do, chat? We'll let chat decide. Unless Hordes comes up with one. Today was really rough for me. I'm sorry I'm late. Don't worry about it, Gravedigger. I hope things are getting better for you. I'm sorry to hear that things were tough. I know the feeling. Chat can decide. Alright, chat. Give me a map. Here's the pool. I was throwing as hard as I could, but my opponent managed to throw harder. No. Like, that last game was not a throw by our opponent. They were just under-leveled. Dearly departed. Never forever. Zyla. Alright, everybody's picking a different fucking map. Here, we'll do it I would say the quick way, but this is gonna take a minute. Hold on. New poll. Map. There you go, chat. Those are the 3 maps that I saw, so. That people said in chat, so go ahead and vote. It's a 1-minute poll, so we'll make it quick. Yeah, Gravedigger, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things do get better. I physically hurt when you threw away the Hevo. Yeah, I mean, that's... Like, that... I just round the numbers in my head. I'm not doing the actual arithmetic. And that's all I did for that one. So... Like I said at the time, if... We should have lost if that happened. And ironically, losing Hevo would have lost me 2 games on Rush Hour tonight. The first one was the same thing, where it's just like, I don't think they can kill it, but I'm not actually doing it. Take the play mode off async. I will once we figure out what we're doing. Dearly Departed. All right, we're doing Dearly Departed. Dearly Departed. We want to do Arena. We also got to go to here, which is part of the reason why it didn't matter. But that's it. Like, when I stream, that's how it works. It's just I'm just winging it. There are times where I will try hard. Like, if we queue into, like, when we queued into Kuro, I was trying to actually do something. Now, I couldn't really remember my game plan, so it was a little off. Maybe a lot off. Doesn't matter. I guess we do this. Never played this map, so this is going to be rough. I think I've only played this once. When I, like, chat, I'm not exaggerating. You guys can see it when I stream, like, my game count. I haven't gotten a season pack in, like, 6 months. I don't get to play a lot of Phobies. So, like, I know what I should be doing. So, for example, DT suggested in the last game that on the turn when I went up with the Hevo to hit both the Charon and the, whatever the hell else was up there at the panic point right by my top vault, DT said, oh, well, you could have gone, Murder Wing or something. And yes, I absolutely could have. Like, the correct thing was to do that, but because I haven't played and it's like trying to think of it in the moment. If I'm watching a game, I can call that out, but it's the way it is. Nah, that's all right, Gravedigger. I hope everything's better for you, or gets better for you. Have a good night and get some rest. Sometimes a good night's rest is all you need. Sometimes. It certainly doesn't hurt, I can tell you that much. All right, so if Stabby goes here, and yes, DT was intended, because Horde said normal game. So I interpreted that as do this. Whether that's what they meant is another story. So if I go here with this hits, and, like, nothing else can get to it. Yeah, by normal, I mean exactly like random arena match. Yeah, that's what I figured, Hordes. I mean, other than we get to choose all the other stuff. By other stuff, I mean, like, the level, that's it. But yeah, I'm being a broken record, but, like, I do want to play more Phobies, but I do need to... Like, my focus as far as the stream and content and stuff go is on the tournaments and trying to keep them growing, or going and growing, and to try and improve them. And I think there's a lot of interesting things. Gravedigger Snowball can kill a snowball, true. And what's funny is I was actually thinking about Gravedigger on my side, so I should have immediately connected the two. But I didn't, because I said... My wife moving around upstairs. It's... Like I said, my main focus at this point is trying to make the events better. And it's naturally challenging for all the reasons that we keep harping on. Gives us the option of attacking either. Actually, no, we don't. So we definitely want to do this. Game, please. So the issue is if I put it here and they walk the stabby in, which they're probably going to, it's going to represent an issue. I think I need a pull here. We're probably going to go Miss Moffat. They cannot safely advance with either of these now, I don't think. You have Heartbreaker? Uh-oh. Heartbreaker could be a thing here, I'm not sure. I didn't actually look at the numbers here. Level 14 Pterodactyl. I would not Heartbreaker on this map, personally. I mean, there's enough Abyss tiles that I understand, but I do agree it kind of feels like you'd be exposed. The thing is I wonder if Heartbreaker's a reasonable play to just pull things, like a 3-range pull. Eat a bunch of flyers or terraform. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Can I kill this? Ooh, that's a phantom. That's pretty dope. Is there a world... So, like, if I... We'd have to do, like, this. I don't know if this trade is worth... Because I know how I would respond. That's brutal. I don't even know if that's worth it, to be honest. I don't know if it was worth it, to be honest. Oh, shit. This was a mistake. I wasn't thinking about the conveyor tile up here because I was too busy trying to explain this. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. That was just a straight up error because, like, I was busy talking about this and I literally did not consider. I will be honest with you, chat. When I say, oh, I thought of that, I mean it. Like, I really did think of something or I considered something. But I will tell you when I just did not think of it. And I did not think of the Phantom doing that. What level's the Phantom? That's a level 9. It's a level 9. Phantom just fucking bodying the cowbell. Whoops. That was... Phantom is level irrelevant. Also likely true. Well, it does matter because if... What is Phantom's damage at level 1? Can it do at least 900 damage? Because if it was level 1, it wouldn't have been able to kill that cowbell. You could drop a 7-cost ranged. Phantom my ally into a pit seems good. That is a play you can make. Okay, so there's a world in which this Evo dies. We're in the same boat again, where it's like, all right, if you got it, you got me. No, it's not. It's not. I'll explain why in a second. Let me actually consider what I'm going to do here. But no, the Phantom is in range. Hypothetically. So here's what happened. I don't know if this is the right play, but I don't care if I lose, whatever. So this center block can be broken. Phantom goes to this top one. It now has line of sight to exactly what can come out of the vault, and that can be plopped right into the middle of our team. And Hordes has 7 keys. So, like... I mean, there's a lot of mean things that could come out. I can't think of anything that doesn't have a lock that could really harm us right now. Because it would have to be like Finnegan, and Finnegan's not going to be able to boop this. But yeah, you break this, now you can line of sight to something that's just below the Gravedigger, and then you drop it right here. Or you do this. So it's not that it's too far away, it's more that there might not be anything that could be played at that point in time that is relevant enough. Like, I can't think... My first thought at 7 keys is always going to be Hevo 2.0, but that is a lock. I was thinking about sending them straight from the keyhole. Fair. Because the move is required is part of the reason why it wouldn't be as powerful. Because if you could... When you can Phantom in something and then it gets 2 actions immediately, like, that's obviously way different, right? Like... Does this die? It can die. Yep. This is what I was talking about. Like, I wasn't sure exactly what could come out, but I figured the Hevo was going to die. It was just a matter of how. Oh my god, it's gonna live. Fool. Dude. Really? The droney lives. Lel. I just want to go Goon. I don't know that Goon is really the correct choice here, but we're going to go Goon. Part of it that I'm realizing is, like, I don't really have a set game plan for what I want to do on maps anymore. Like, if we're discussing it and say, oh, well, what should I do on this map? What should I do on Dearly Departed? I could walk through it. I just don't remember any of those things when I'm playing the game anymore. I used to have them all in the back of my head, even as we got farther on in growing the map pool. And now we're at the point where, like, I just don't think about it anymore. Or I don't think of it anymore. Game. See, like, the game feels as though it's lagging now. 605. Game really feels like it's lagging now, and I don't know why. I'm desperately trying to avoid using a tractor. For anybody curious as to why I'm not putting that on the board. Not that Innocuous is much better, but double Speedola, legitimately, the thought went through my head. I'm like, oh, I have 6 keys. I could go Speedola 1, Speedola 2. Just got the game last week. What's your opinion on Brute Worst? I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you just unlock Brute Worst. So the question is, how harsh of an opinion do you want? Because I can tell you this much. The nice way of it, nice way of putting it is it's not very good. I have Hydra, and it seems like a million times worse. Hydra, ironically, it's the other way around. There are a few reasons as to why, but... Oh, wait, that's not going to do what I want. Do I just go up here and blom? Yeah, they don't have enough keys for the red one. I know there's more stuff getting said in chat. I will check in momentarily. Give me a moment. Give me a moment! Gotta think, chat. Not as good as I once was, but as good once as I ever was. Something like that. They can pin the goon in, and that would be exceptionally obnoxious. I'm not sure what I want to do with the other keys. Maybe I should go Dial, seriously. Oh my god, Dial on Smiley? How sick is that? Why do you put blue when he can't afford error? I also don't think Blue Speedola is a good choice from Horde. Yes, we already covered that. I got nothing at this point. The amount of panic points first player can take caught me off guard, as well as the blocks it takes to make the middle of the map. Honestly, Hordes, I didn't go in with this game plan in mind. I just kind of did it. I mean, I'm sure you heard me saying all that stuff, so it wasn't like I was picking this to hose you on that. Red, I can't right now. I just played a bunch of games beforehand. Brain is fried. That's fair. That's allowed. So to our new person who's asking about Hydra. So the big thing you'll learn about this game is key economy. The thing is basically if you can get most of or all of a phobie or cheaper, you'd rather have the cheaper one, which I think is probably axiomatic and easy to grok. The thing is that Hydra comes down because the reason for it, without me digressing too much, the reason for it is the tempo gain or loss by having to take turns off to bank or do whatever. So those two keys, both the phobie comes out faster, so therefore it's engaging with your opponent much faster, and it also allows you to get more other stuff, whether it's 2-1 keys, a 2 key, or just a larger thing onto the board. You get to do way more with less, essentially. Oh, so close. That's a lot of damage there, actually. I don't really want to go halfy, chat, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever, we'll throw. It's fine. I need 3 levels on those phobies to kill, true. Yeah, Moffat with 50 HP. Yeah, feel free to ask any other questions you got there, Nightmare. Oh, I thought this had one more turn on cooldown. I thought that had one more turn. Alright, I think we just threw, chat. We just literally threw the game. Oh my god, we threw the game. I don't care about Smiley. It'll never kill these things in time. Actually, it might. It might. It might, Rabbit. It might. Uh-oh, I was right. You know what's funny? I don't think Halfy can kill AWOL. Lol, Halfy can't kill AWOL. Halfy sucks, dude. Like, Halfy is such a terrible phobie. It's actually comical. Halfy can't kill anything? Yeah, I didn't... Well, it could kill blue. That's not true. You can kill blue. Because Halfy isn't a playable phobie. Yeah, Halfy is just really bad. Oh no, my heart. Yeah, this is the only way I can win. I can't fight you anymore. Actually, I might have been able to. I'm not sure. Hydrate dying anytime soon. I could have kited it, hypothetically. Like, so, honestly, like, the Smiley I can avoid. The disease is clearly an issue at this stage, but the, like, this is going to die to poison. Halfy is halfy a phobie. Well played. Well played. When will Halfy ever face off against Blue? Look, there's a lot of games that get played. It'll happen. It'll happen. Here's a question. What counters foul? That thing destroys me every time it shows up. The obvious answer is mechanicals. I think the big thing is disrespect the disease. Like, just don't care about the disease. It almost doesn't matter most of the time. The bigger threat from foul is the damage output. Like, it just literally slapping things is the way foul wins games. Generally, the disease doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying, like, go and run in and get your guys diseased. But what you want to do generally in Phobies, and this applies to foul as well as other things, is just simply take wins where you can get them. Like, don't force scenarios, let your opponent make an error sort of thing. If Halfy does kill Blue, it'll have Boomer's damage output. Lol. No, don't recommend Sheep. Sheep is a bad phobie. I mean, yes, Sheep will... I don't even know if Sheep wins that battle. Obviously, it doesn't one-on-one, but, like, overall, you know what I mean? I don't even know if it wins that battle. Poison can scare your opponent away. Generally, you're not going to see foul a lot because it is an overall inefficient phobie. Like, it is more effective to do something else, generally. GG there, Hordes. GG. Very silly match, but very funny. The Phantom play... Like, I knew, obviously, Phantom was on the board, so Phantom's going to make a play. But, like, that was a cool play. I like that. In 2-0, if I'm saying your name right, welcome. Welcome. So, foul. Oh, we can level up a little Russell. A little... Oh, no, we can't. No, we can't. Womp womp. Scares the foul away. So, foul. Foul. You can, for foul, you can just use mech in front of whatever you don't want disease. Yeah, like, the positioning is really what is going to drive it. You don't want foul to be able to walk in and just clobber something sensitive that you have. Like, if you have an Innocuous or something else fragile, it's 3 ranger, so it shouldn't be in range anyway, but for sake of argument, you just don't want to let foul walk up and slap it. Because it does shred things. Foul has one of the highest base damage outputs in the game. The disease is high, but as long as it doesn't connect with a, well, mine's a level 13, so it looks high. But, like, if it doesn't hit a dimensional, and even then, because of the function of disease and poison, poison obviously being worse than disease generally, they are inherently bad mechanics. Like, they're not good abilities. You will pretty much, in 100% of cases, very close to 100%, rather have just damage than disease or poison. Because you'd rather just kill the thing. Because the only way that disease or poison does more than... Like, if I just did 544 damage to my opponent on top of, you know, like, the 272 and 544, imagine it was just one number they were added. That is better unless the disease ticks twice. And even then, they can heal the damage because it doesn't matter if hypothetically on an infinite timeline, 35 games from now, that phobie would have died. Because it only matters what happens in this game. So damage over time is worse than damage immediately. So the point is don't be afraid to let something get diseased if you can calculate out the time it's going to take you to kill their heart, kill the rest of their phobies, or take over the rest of the game. There are calculated risks you can take. 2, as DT was pointing out, just position appropriately to prevent the disease if it is a problem, or don't let it go slap happy and tear your team into chicken strips. Because that's bad, obviously. Those are the main things. Foul is generally a big tempo loss because it's a melee phobie that is... I mean, the disease matters, but it doesn't matter. It's often very difficult to get it to connect with the thing you want. So foul often needs not just itself, but other phobies to ensure that it's connecting appropriately. And even then, so... like, one of the big things would be using a pull phobie, some kind of displacement like a tractor. So if you pull something and then you disease it, it's like, great, I completed the quest. I got foul to connect. But now you got to wait like 4 turns for that thing to die. And you probably would have been better off if you just combined a tractor with anything else. Because then you just kill their guy immediately. Or you just walk up with foul and slap it. So again, it's not, and I'm not trying to knock where you're at right now, since you were saying you were struggling with foul or against foul. That's completely reasonable. And at different points, myself and everybody else went through different stages struggling against different types of phobies. And I don't think that foul is going to cause you too many problems the more you see it. Hope to someday face each other in the arena. We probably will. You'll climb the ranks. I throw a lot of games. All right, we got a Hordes game we want to look at. We got a game review to look at. Do you think this person typoed their name? Like, is that supposed to be dark fantasy, you think? You have any tips on Razormouth? I feel like every time an opponent uses it, makes the game 50-50. Yeah. That's likely. All right, timeout. Stop it. Get some help. Did you pick this game just to troll me? Stop with the turn 1 boomers. I will say Boomer clearly has value on this map. It tends to turn into a displacement fest. No, I didn't. You're going to like this a lot. I mean, is there a bloat turn 2? By the way, we went Boomer into bank to 8. I was about to say, like, what are you doing? You could have done this on turn 1, but no, you couldn't have because too many keys. The Boomer, like, on this map, it's fine. And I was going to say, well, if you put it out too early, it could take damage, but the healing spot is pretty safe, so it really doesn't matter. The Boomer does have value, but, like, again, why are we putting Boomer out if they haven't given us a reason to? Yo, let's go. It's old Chuck action. It's old Chuck. Yeah, I was really struggling tonight, chat. Did not play well, but out of practice. The thing I've talked about this before. I don't understand what the early Chuck. What don't you understand? The thing that I've said before, and I still feel this way, and I can't imagine it ever changing, is I'm fine if I make mistakes. Because mistakes can be fixed. It's Chuck from Chuck Cheese. Doesn't Chuck E. Cheese have, like, a full name? Neither player summoned Terraform or Displacement or 2 whole turns. Yeah, I mean, it did break, but yes, I generally agree. That is the way to play this map. All right, so bad guy has a big jump on our hero here. Wait, why the Maggie? Okay, so now we're matching displacement. This is pretty dope, except, yeah, okay. Wait, that's it? We get 1 hit? Took like 3 turns for them to notice what map they were on. True. You zoned in. Everybody thought this might sting a little. Shove Shark can hit Maggie and block things from healing. What? You could just... You could just fly the Maggie. Are you saying like you... Wait, are you saying like you boop the Maggie in and then attack twice on whatever's hitting there? I mean, I guess. The Maggie right now is representing a threat against whatever, like if they try to send the Jin Sting down anyway. I mean, I get what you're saying, but... Well, alright, bad guy is all in on this placement. They got their own Shove Shark, too. The Smiley... Let's go, a little Smiley action? I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, the whole Shove Shark Smiley combination that Hordes was doing in the game we just played, I think is actually pretty cool. This is kind of dope. I was about to ask, do you not have enough damage? But that's a cool play. I like that. That was pretty cool. Zoning their Phobies into the Chuck. True. This is pretty cool. This is a much more interesting way to play this map than what we've traditionally seen. I'm pretty sure bad guy has no idea how to approach this at this point. Like, they have no idea what to do. Thanks to Boomer, they can't double pull my Chuck. Exactly. Although they couldn't have gotten your Chuck anyway. I don't think. Like, they never could have gotten to the Chuck anyway because these were out of range. This game has a lot more layers than it looks like. I mean, Shove Shark does that. All right, so we get a little Heartbreaker. A little Heartbreaker. You see, the only problem with this setup that Hordes has is, A, it's still only, well, they're down panic points, but it's 3-2. So, like, there's not a lot of pressure going on. We're sniping Phobies, great. We're bleeding. Also, we got a foul in this game, which used to be my counter for Chuck, but we'll come back to the foul. So there's not a lot of pressure going on. We're bleeding Phobies, so we're at an advantage. We're draining our opponent of resources, but does this just all fall apart if there's an Akira? Like, real talk, does this entire game plan just self-immolate if there's an Akira? Yo, their own Shove Shark play. That's how they would have double pulled. Never mind. I forgot they had Shove Shark. I even said it earlier. They have Shove Shark, so I totally forgot that they could have done that. Here's the thing, and to the earlier question about foul, so this is going to be 568 damage a turn. Chuck is leeching some amount, whatever it is. But it's entirely possible this Chuck stays alive for the rest of this game just by leeching life from things. Wait, is this foul going to live? Oh, okay. Okay, I was a little worried for a second. I could see bad guy thinking, oh, if I just kill this Chuck, I'm fine. But, like, not with this. Like, that's not going to work. I don't know why they did that. They absolutely did not need to get 2 Phobies diseased. They could have just clobbered that thing with Hevo for a little bit. Although, I mean, if it wasn't game before, it's game now. Did you double hit with Chuck? You must have, right? Oh, bad guy. That doesn't cure it. The break point in this game was several turns ago. Like, It would I guess the Heartbreaker's fine, but it felt unnecessary. Like, it clearly was the nail in the coffin, but like I think the game was decided before that. Honestly, the Shove Shark play was kind of cute. I had a game where opponents spent the entire time trying to kill one phobie. I know the feeling. Off to sleep. I want to wake up too late. Fair enough, Epic. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Nightmare, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Yeah, we get a little, boop. So, technically, which is the best kind of right, nothing has changed about this map. Because it's still all about displacement. Just, it's a different kind of displacement. I can't redeem 2 game reviews. There's a cooldown on it. So if this game didn't take us a half hour to go through, then nobody can. So you're allowed to do 2 game reviews per stream. And there's a cooldown, so that way it isn't like people queuing up 7,000 games while we're doing it, kind of thing. Leave some for the rest of us. I do make exceptions sometimes, like Gravedigger donated like 20 subs the other night, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll do some of Gravedigger's games. It's getting late, chat. I don't know how much time is on the cooldown there. I'm not gonna play another game because it's getting late. Didn't do great tonight. I don't even want to look at it. It's gonna make me sick. We're not going to get to play that much tomorrow, if at all, because we got Monster of the Week. So, basically, I'm not going to get to play again until next Friday. I don't think. This is why my Phobies skill is atrophying. Like I said, I can recognize stuff in games and what people should be doing, but in the moment, it's become more of a challenge. Trying to see if there's anything cool. Oh, this... Jesus. These level differentials sometimes. Like, why does this even happen? What level is... What fucking rank is this person? Dude, okay. It's rant time again. We've talked about this before, but there is no planet, no reality, there is no part of the multiverse where I had to switch back, where Flash 707 should be paired up against Shadow Force. And this is not a knock on Flash 707. I don't know who the hell this person is, and I hope if they're out there watching and listening that it's not intended to insult you. But look, you have played less than 1,000 games. You are in Doomsday 2, not even Doomsday 3. Now let's go take a peek at Shadow Force's profile. Look at just the quantity of games. The sheer quantity of games, let alone the stress level. Let alone the rank. Both the actual literal number rank and the league. You should not be able to pair, if you are in Sum of All Fears 2 or 3, you should be incapable of pairing with anyone below Sum of All Fears 1. And I don't care how long the queue is. I don't care. I don't believe, and we could go check, what's the bottom for Sum of All Fears 2? $3,200. Dude, we didn't even make it out of, like... There are 13 people in Sum of All Fears 2 or higher. There are 13 people in Sum of All Fears 2 or higher. I understand that the queues will be insane. Don't get me wrong. It's already a known issue that if you are high on the ladder, the queues get long. But, like, it affects 13 people. That's it. It'll be more before the end of the season. It's still early in the season. Like, I get it. I get it. But that means we're just going to go until we hit the end of Sum of All Fears. And remember, you could be below the threshold technically because there is a grace period when you go below. So, by my proposal, there are 247 potential opponents for anyone's currently Sum of All Fears 2 or higher. That will result in ridiculous queues. Like, ridiculous queues. We're talking probably, like, hours. And the reason I say that is, what if all these people are just literally 12 hours time zone-wise? 12 hours off. They're on the opposite side of the planet Earth. That's entirely possible that could happen. And that is an issue. The answer, as I said earlier, is getting more people to play Phobies. I don't know what it looks like on the async side. Like, I pretty much never look at async. I don't care about async. Little hydrate action. And maybe that is just the trade-off, because here's the flip side of the coin. How many games are people... I don't play async anymore, fair. I haven't played async in literally over a year. Like, how many games are Shadow Force or Alien Engineer or Koro or whoever playing and ruining? Because it's... Or like when I queue up, and I queue up against somebody that's super under-leveled, most people are not going to be able to compete. They're going to get bodied. I just don't... I don't know. I kind of feel like, yeah, your queues are just going to be long. All right, Steven, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I get it that people... I mean, nobody wants long queues, and I understand Car's suggestion about adding, like, very, like, intelligent bots that could actually compete against people. Phobies is at 1 million plus. Yeah, but here's the thing. Well, I've talked about this before, Hordes. So, download count is arguably meaningless for any game. I can't tell you how many mobile games I've downloaded and literally never played. Like, not even opened them. Because I'm like, hey, that game looks cool. Let me download it and I'll look at it later. And then 6 months will go by and I'm like, what is this thing on my phone? I'm just going to delete it. And I imagine there's a lot of people, because even though Phobies is a spectacular game, and there's tons of things to love about it, the theme, the strategy, the monetization, there's a lot of things that somebody could choose to not like. Either they don't like any of them, or they just don't like one of them, and they dislike it enough to not play. Or it could just be, I downloaded this thing because it looks cool, and I forgot, and then I just uninstalled it. The quantity of downloads is good. Like, if you only had 10,000 downloads, that's obviously worse than 1 million downloads. Unless the 10,000 downloads, all 10,000 are very interested and spend a lot of money on your game, as compared to the 1 million who are primarily free to play and then, or just leave. So there can be a lot of downloads. It can be misleading, is my point. Not one of them's gotten past Lippy's Quest. I mean, not every game is for everyone. That's the thing. Like, there are tons of games out there that I won't touch, no matter how good they are, because I don't care. I'm not interested. And that's going to be true for people with Phobies, and it's just the way it is. There's no getting around that. The thing is every game's biggest issue is just growing. No matter what the game is, you need to continue growing. Because you will lose people, even people that love Phobies. If tomorrow, for example, I lost my real-life job, and I needed to try and, like, I need to get a new job, or I need to, in the meantime, pick up 2 jobs or whatever to make ends meet, do stuff, or God forbid some other catastrophe happened or whatever, I probably wouldn't be streaming or playing a lot of Phobies. And it's entirely possible that a lot of people are in the same boat, whether it's for something bad, or what if somebody got married or they had a kid and it's like, I just don't have time for Phobies right now. And then by the time you rediscover it, just the way humans work, you're going to find new things that capture your interest in the meantime. So the point is that you're going to lose game population to attrition no matter what you do. Good, bad, or indifferent from a game perspective, it doesn't matter. You're going to lose people. So you have to always be growing to replace the people that you're losing. And, of course, to try and grow. Just to, like, actually increase the number, not just tread water. Because, especially in this day and age, it's very easy for people to be like, oh my god, that only has 100,000 people playing? That's a dead game. And it's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, I can queue up and play a game whenever I want. And Phobies is in kind of a weird spot because of a bunch of choices they made, from both the design, the aesthetic, the monetization, platforms, because Phobies really is, to me, a buy and play game in a mobile game's body, or free-to-play game's body, where I really think Phobies would be better off if this would work out. It probably wouldn't. But, like, what if Phobies was a $10 game and you got everything at the base level, and then they released expansion packs with the new Phobies and maps and stuff, and you pay a couple bucks for those? I don't think those numbers financially would ever work. Dead is when you can't queue for hours, like Multiverse. Well, you literally can't queue in that game right now, as far as I know, because it's down. It's coming back, I think, in the summer. Imagine Smoking Gun adds 30 bots to combat Hoploy and he loses to it. I mean, you can make chess bots that can beat very good players. I don't know if it could beat, like, the Magnus Carlsens of the world, but I still love Phobies, but I mostly play as a hobby. I'm not very active right now. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I obviously love Phobies. I wouldn't be streaming it 3 nights a week if I didn't love the game. Yes, I'm a content affiliate. They give me coffee, but, like, come on. Like, is that really worth doing it? No, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. The thing is that I don't know that, or let me rephrase this. It's perfectly fine if you step away from Phobies and either come back or don't. And that's not like, hey, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. It's more like, sometimes people grow away from certain things, and it's fine. It's okay if you don't like everything or everything at all times, even if it's something that you did enjoy. So that's why I'm focusing on the tournaments, because I'm trying to offer people another way to play. I'm just hoping we can get the word out there for these things to grow and become something. I mean, obviously, I've vented my frustrations on those end before, but it is what it is. I don't know. I think that'll do it, chat. I could rant and rave about stuff all night and into the next day and the day after that. That's not a problem. Filling silence is not an issue for me. But we'll call it an evening. We'll be back tomorrow. We have Barn Catastrophe. We got a whole bunch of Monster of the Week games to look at. It was a nice cheese cooking stream. Well, no cooking, but yes, cheese. just stinky cheese and other weird stuff. Everybody, okay, real talk. If you made it this far, YouTube, you need to do this. And chat, I expect you to do this too. Go into the main Phobies Discord, go to the bot, go to the suggestions, and tell them you want a Stinky Cheese Man Phobie. Stinky Cheese Man. I will actually get upset if we get Stinky Cheese Man, or a variant of it, before we get an Undead T-Rex. I will legitimately be upset. I will get upset. But But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, barring catastrophes, for some Monster of the Week action. Hopefully see much better plays than what I put on display tonight. I'm legitimately kind of upset with myself for how poorly I played tonight, but it's very much getting back in the swing of things. Hopefully in the future I can play more games, kind of shake the rust off. It really does. I can feel the rust. That was weird. Like I didn't spit, but it felt like I spit. That was weird. It'd be hilarious if we get Cheeseman first. I expect we would. I'm not even trolling. Like, I think we will. And I will be upset about it. But yeah, I can feel the rust when I'm playing. And, like, it's just uncomfortable. It feels bad. Which part of it makes me... At least you beat me to get your ego balanced. That's not the way I look at it. You're welcome. Much appreciated. So are you saying you threw to help me? Is that what's happening? That's how I feel right now. Yeah, like, it just doesn't... It does motivate me to play more, but... For me, it's real-life external pressures that are preventing me from playing Phobies, because I don't want to play Phobies if, like, I have a bad day at work, let's say. I don't want to play Phobies because I'm already not in the right mindset. I know I'm going to be rusty. I'm going to go into the game and not really be focused, and I'm just going to get pissed off. And I don't want to do that. My neck is killing me. I don't know why it's bothering me right now. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get to play some more games, and we're definitely going to get to observe some more games. So we'll take a look at those tomorrow. But that's going to do it for tonight, chat. So as always, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And tune in next time for more Random Thoughts.